And that voice you hear also in the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Brookfield showroom. It is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. I rode down with Jesse. It was a great, fun trip. Jesse was great in his car. We got down here safe and sound. And on my hit with Vinny and the boys on WTMJ this morning, we talked. Did you see this? I know you've been off the last couple of days. Did you see this where a sports radio host, don't have any idea, I know he's not as sleek as what Gene is now, critiquing Patrick Mahomes being fat? Could you ever imagine
Patrick Mahomes?
Have you ever
Mahomes
have you ever said something of that ilk towards a player?
No.
You never have.
No. I said that.
Eddie Lacy.
No, I never said
you,
that.
You asked.
No.
Somebody did.
Mike McCarthy essentially called him fat. And it did not. And Mike regrets that.
That was
I know for a fact
Mike
regrets that. No. Now I will point out when a guy looks like he's bulked up and he looks stronger. Carrington Valentine last year was a good example. I will point out if someone looks wiry, some might say spindly, like Christian Watson did when he arrived. And you can see
What if
guys,
somebody, you could tell that they're running out of gas and they're not in shape? What do you do then?
I usually look for someone who will say that instead of me saying it.
No, I think it's complete. By the way, I think it's ridiculous what this guy did. He ended up getting exactly what he wanted. He's getting all kinds of attention. He's got Mahomes' trainer calling him out, and so he's gotten everything he wanted. He's gotten the attention that he seeked. It's July. I get it. That's the business that we're in. But it is fair game, by the way. If players are out there and they can't finish games or they're slow and they're out of shape, you can call guys out on their play and whether or not they're in shape. That is not. But in the middle of the offseason, you see a picture and you say that this player is. I think he just called him fat and he said he's eating Taco Bell. That's absurd.
Do they have ice cream? So here's the thing.
I don't know if they do.
I think they do. I think it might be fried ice cream. So I think what I would do in that position is if I had a suspicion that offensive lineman X had come in out of shape, I would ask a question that would lead to some sort of answer that would give us an idea whether that's true or not.
Sure.
I don't think that it's and not just because I'm not in good shape, but just in general, I don't think I know enough about physical fitness to be able to speak.
I would agree with that.
This guy looks slow.
But if someone
and
is getting
overweight.
tired and can't finish games, I think it's completely fair game. Let me tell you something. Players don't have any problem if you're critiquing their performance. Now, they can get mad at you and get upset, but as far as critiquing how they look and how that affects it, it's a reality of how things go. I was obviously critiqued very, very harshly when I first got to Green Bay.
In the media guide.
No, I'm not arguing.
Right,
it is what it is.
I still don't think that should have been done.
No, I thought that was ridiculous.
Okay. But here's a great example. Sean Ryan, right? Sharing time, and we asked why he was sharing time. Was it last year or 2 years ago?
Last year.
And it was because Matt LaFleur basically said, or Steno said, that he's got to get in better condition.
Yeah.
And what was great about Sean Ryan, in between all the F words that he uses when you interview him, was, they're effing right, and I got to get in better shape. And then he did, and look, he's another one of those guys that they keep trying to give his job away, and he keeps fighting people off.
Yep.
So I think the problem would come in when there's a disagreement of opinion on whether or not someone is in or out of shape, and someone says that, and it's not necessarily accurate.
I just would, and again, I think this is where, the NFL gets a lot of coverage, and I think it's all, it's good for the game. It grows it. I totally get all that. I just want to make sure that same energy is on every sport. That's all. And I know that's not going to happen.
What do you mean by that?
You know what I mean by that. I've had the Big
mean.
Linda conversations in the past. You know what I mean by that. I would like that to be in it. By the way, I think some of these leagues, I think they should embrace that too. It's good. I do. Now, nobody's going to do it because everybody's scared, and I don't blame them. But the criticism of athletes needs to be universal if they're going to do it that way.
Yeah, I read an interesting story. I think Josh sent it to us. That was a clip or a excerpt from Christine Brennan's book on Caitlin Clark and about the reaction.
It'd be fun
to
you know her.
coverage.
You should book her. I'd like to. I think it's a really fascinating story.
I'm sure she'd be happy since she's got a book to
Yes.
sell. So I will definitely reach out.
I thought
to
you
her.
wanted Caitlin Clark. And
I don't know.
I'm not
That'd be a little
asking. I'm not
trickier.
asking Jason to book Caitlin Clark. No.
Appreciate that. I did.
Certainly not going to ask Jesse. I know he doesn't book guests. That is not in his. Although again, I keep coming back. Jeff Passett crushed it, and Jesse booked him. So
And he wasn't even on.
I'm giving Jesse a lot of grief that I probably should.
That's multiple times this week you've gotten after me for that.
fairness,
It's been
that
one of the
is-
better weeks I've done anything.
That's your only guest you booked in 2 years. But I digress.
Well, and I heard from David Bakhtiari and Mike McCarthy yesterday, so maybe I should make a run at Caitlin Clark to be on the show. So the question I wanted to ask you.
Oh, just
since
wait.
we're-
You talked to David, and you're wearing gold and black. Interesting. Very interesting.
That's-
Did he tell you anything about maybe wanting to wear black and gold? Is that why you're wearing black and gold?
No.
Interesting.
It's because I
fascinating.
wanted to be on brand here at the Pella Experience Center in Brookfield.
That makes sense.
But it was interesting that he did not rule out the
can
idea
you
of
share
him
what
playing.
your? Can you share what he?
Were you given that sweatshirt or did you steal it?
That's not bad.
No.
If he stole it, that'd be the pits. No.
Okay.
All right.
Just to
Yins.
get
Yins.
great to be with you
Yins.
guys. Just to get back to your point, one of our favorite baseball players was Tony Gwynn.
Love
Late,
Tony.
Great Tony Gwynn. If your fitness affects your ability to do your job, then I think it's critiquable.
Yep.
Obviously, he was not the slimmest player in baseball history. It didn't prevent him from being an effective outfielder, and it certainly didn't prevent him from being one of the greatest hitters in baseball history.
R.I.P. to TG. R.I.P.
All right, so usually there are a host of distractions when the three of us get together.
Mm-hmm.
I predict that there will be an even greater percentage because of all the cool stuff we've got going on today at the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Experience Center. I've got all kinds of information that was just handed to me.
Just came across your
I
desk.
see I don't know. Are you going to get into what this jersey looks like?
So we are scheduled to appear on the program today. Is Gina Della, and she has a whopper of a story about this Christian Yelich jersey that we have to give away. I'm very eager for her to share it because I'm super intrigued about how this whole thing played out at the Pella Della home last night because it almost came in a different condition than it's currently in.
How do we win that?
I don't think you're eligible.
I don't
think it'll fit.
you
either.
can-
No,
Cannot win the jersey.
I'm not interested in wearing it. That is really cool.
Well, you do have a history of wearing
Well, I spilled.
Brewers players
No,
gear.
I spilled. My boy Wisey will know this from one of our nights out in Appleton. I was wearing a Babe Ruth jersey out at one of the.
One worn by Babe Ruth?
It was not worn by Babe
Authentic.
Ruth, but it was.
Game used.
So I had like a kind of a knockoff Babe Ruth jersey.
Was it
pinstripe.
flannel?
But then I got one of the because I read books. I fancied myself a little Bambino-ish.
Didn't know you were a baby.
'Cause he's
The
a-
great Bambino.
It was it ended up more being Tony Gwynn than Bambino, but I had that jersey on, and we were doing some shots of different things. And next thing you know, I looked, and Wisey looks at me. He goes, "Hey, man, I had some. I'm not going to give away free
Wait,
advertising."
he did the whoop, whoop.
He did it, but I actually had it, so you can't. Is it still a whoop whoop if there's actual brown stain on your white
Oh, Brown.
Bambino jersey? Yeah, it was very frustrating. Very frustrating.
You bombed.
Very, very, very frustrating.
Was that what the...
That was what it was. Yeah, that is exactly what it was.
All right, well, we're going to be here all morning long. We are in the Brookfield showroom, the Experience Center for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Stop on by. We have a lot of things to get to. I'll tell you all about them coming up after Tausch tells you about his love for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Indeed, for windows with the strongest resilience, you need the Pella Experience. And we are here at the Pella Experience Center. I can literally go and open and close doors. You can see it side by side. You can compare dozens of all of these beautiful windows and door, all of the options that Pella has. 7 different Pella lines side by side to fit your budget. Stop by soon. You order today. Oh, baby, there is some of the coolest stuff available in different raffles, et cetera, et cetera. You can order up to July 31st. You can get 0% interest for up to 5 years. And if you're unable to get over here today, we get it. PellaWI.com. You register today. You're going to still be eligible for all these great prizes. Certain restrictions do apply. Come on over. Visit the Pella Experience Center in Brookfield or schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
And today is a special day because we've got programming wall to wall. You joined Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, or at least Jen and Chewy. Gabe off today. I joined them on my drive down. You joined them in person. We have programming here all day long across WTMJ, ESPN Milwaukee, and The Truth. So be sure to come on out. If you're thinking about changing out your windows and going with the best, and that's Pella, this is the place to be because you learn everything you need to know. They have their great staff ready and waiting for you. And you can come see us. And we've got a bunch of giveaways as well. We'll tell you about those coming up. More Wilde and Tausch live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Experience Center in Brookfield. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust. As sports fans, we always hope our teams get to prove that they're the best at what they do. But guess who's proven over the last several years that they're a best of Madison car dealership? Oh, you got it. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie. Zimbrick's service team takes great care of my vehicle anytime I need to bring it in. For tune-ups, battery checks, tire rotations, oil changes, and much more. They'll make sure all the inner workings of your vehicle are in tip-top shape so you don't get stranded on the side of the road. And of course, if you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, Zimbrick Chevrolet is the perfect place to start your search. Stop by the dealership or even begin the process online at home by logging on to ZimbrickChevrolet.com. There are always great offers to take advantage of each month. View inventory, schedule a service appointment, and learn more about all Zimbrick Chevrolet has to offer. Call or click at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. That's ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
This is our crew.
The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Every pitch, every strike, every hit.
Fly ball right field. Hit it 10. We're tied.
Hear the call of every Milwaukee Brewers game this season on 100.5 ESPN.
Back at the track. Get up. Get up. Get out of here. Gone.
Madison's new home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball. 100.5 ESPN.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know it's not just a car, it also drives your children's dreams. So whether you're going to soccer practice, robotics club, or opening night in the school play, we help protect those dreams. Save up to 23% when you bundle auto and home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
Hey Wisconsin, it's construction season and the Wisconsin DOT wants to help you safely navigate work zones in your area. Check 511wi.gov or download the free 511 app to see current road work, closures, detours, and camera views on your route. Wherever your travels take you, know before you go with 511wi.gov. That's 511wi.gov. And remember, know before you go. Always park the phone while driving. Sponsored by the Wisconsin DOT.
Join me, Gwen Mahoney, your 2025 Dane County Fairest of the Fair at the Dane County Fair at the Align Energy Center July 17th through the 20th. There are daily activities and entertainment, including stunt, dinosaur, and magic shows, tractor and carnival rides, animals, and more. The Dane County Fair is fun for all ages. We'd like to thank our Supreme Grand Champion sponsor, Miller & Son Supermarket, and our Grand Champion sponsors, Blaine's Farm and Fleet and Everlight Solar. I hope to see you there July 17th through the 20th. For more information, visit DaneCountyFair.com.
We're on the Badgers.
The schedule, as we all know, it's very challenging, daunting, however you want to describe it.
Because we're on Wisconsin Sports.
He wants guys who want to jump at the opportunity to play against a schedule like that.
This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
I'm not afraid of getting older. I want to stay from dying young. I see the light and go past my shoulder. I want to stay from dying young, and I'm not afraid of getting older. I want to stay from dying young, and I see the lights and go past my shoulder. I want to stay from dying young. I'm one less day from dying young. All my life I have been wandering, burning up my candle like my time just won't end, and I'll keep burning till there's nothing left.
Wilde and Tausch live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Experience Center in Brookfield. Every time we're here, we have fans come. Except for when we filmed the commercial, because they didn't know we were here.
Yeah,
True.
Behind the scenes. Ooh, this just come across your desk.
It did just come across my desk.
This isn't your desk, though. This is the Pella desk.
My table.
Said a lot of things coming across his desk today, though.
And I'll explain in a moment. But today, if you've ever thought about, hey, I want to see the guys in person doing the show, today's the day to do it, especially if you're in the greater Milwaukee area, because we've got all kinds of awesome stuff going on with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. And the biggest thing is this. We've got all these great things to give away, which Gina is going to tell us about coming up in a little bit. But it includes a pair of Green Bay tickets.
Oh.
They're working toward being in the big game.
Because you can't see.
Yeah,
it.
Well,
can't
I don't.
see- yeah.
I don't.
I don't know how that works. That's why I always am very cautious.
I don't either. But I do know that I'm allowed to say Brewers tickets.
Yeah.
A game-worn Brewers jersey,
Dude, it's sweet.
worn by number 22 in your program, number 1 in your heart.
And it's not blood, but it's something on there.
He clearly slid, I'm guessing, head first into a base of some sort, because it's got some sort of dirt that some people might have tried to remove had they not been stopped. That's a tease
Who would do
for
that?
a little bit later in the program. But here's what you got to do. Call during our show and schedule an in-home consultation. I have to have it scheduled between now and July 31st.
Yep.
The number 262-783-6600.
Yep.
262. I know you want to call and win the
No, I'm
jersey,
not-
but you're not eligible.
You
Put your
look
phone
like
down.
You're calling right
Why
now.
can't I call?
It's not ESPN Wisconsin.
It's not going to fit.
Contest.com.
It's not going to fit.
You're not going to wear that. It's game worn. You're going to keep it.
You
frame
wore
it.
Sabathia's pants.
That's different. There's
Yeah.
no blood, no
It's not
stuff on
blood. It's dirt.
It looks cooler if it's
All right.
blood.
So again,
No, it doesn't.
I think so.
call during our show. 262-783-6600. Sign up for an in-home consultation. Get it on the schedule. Get it on your calendar, like Tausch gets important things on his calendar.
Yep, it's skylight.
And you will be
Not a fan of the skylight. You can't scroll through. It sticks you on a week, and then if you want to see what's going on in the back of the week, you got to roll it up. I like the old Gmail. Hit the button and you push it. Say, oh, Friday I got this. Now everything starts on a Sunday. I don't like it one bit. Continue.
Sounds like a discussion you need to have with Sarah.
Oh, I've had it. I didn't win.
And that's how you win the jersey.
And Ed Helms sucks. And then you'll be eligible to win a variety of prizes, including the game-worn Yelich jersey. I see a Jackson Churio Jedi bobblehead over there. I may steal the sunglasses from my drive home.
Oh, that cribbage board.
The cribbage board.
I got one of those
Oh,
bad boys from the Brewers when we were down there.
Some Pella windows and doors of Wisconsin grills.
I'm going to steal one of those sunglasses because I love having those little giveaway sunglasses.
Yeah, they're great.
Then when people lose their sunglasses on trips, they're always all shook up. I never lose I'll lose the nice ones. I don't usually lose the giveaway ones.
That's good.
Yeah, it's nice.
So you're eligible to win all those prizes. Again, the
Thought
number.
I wasn't eligible.
Well, it's not ESPN Wisconsin
the general
contest.
you,
Oh,
not
okay.
you.
Yeah.
262-783-6600. 262-783-6600 and get that scheduled today. All right, Gina's going to join us.
Jesse, what you should do, send a photo out on our social media page with instructions to let people know that's pretty BA. That is very
Brian
BA.
Anderson?
Very Brian Anderson.
No, I can't say it on air, but that is BA.
I think you can.
No, I'm not going
Ashton is here. He could tell you.
Yeah,
if you
I'm
could
not
say
going
that.
to. Even if I could, I'm not going
Bad.
to. You know.
Yeah, you can say it.
Yeah,
You know.
see?
Yeah.
Bad Ash.
Bad Ashton. I like
there
it.
we go.
Be bad Ash. She.
All right. So, again, swing by, make the call, whatever it is, but then you'll be eligible for all these great prizes if you schedule that in-home consultation, which I've had that in-home consultation.
Yeah, it's good.
And it's amazing.
Yeah.
You learn so
Learn
much,
everything.
and you'll be very confident in your planning with your new windows and doors from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. If I may, I did take a couple of days this week.
You did?
You guys are going to take a day tomorrow.
Yep.
What did I miss the last 2 days? Because we had Jeff Passan on while you were gone, and he was awesome.
Been a while since we've had the whole band back together. He was awesome. I listened to that whole show on my drive home from up north on Monday. Speaking of up north, someone from up north may be stopping by here before noon. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up. But
Up North Joe.
might be.
Oh, got to meet up
All
North
the way
Joe.
from up north,
All the
or
way
is he
from-
back
yeah,
home?
he's making a hike. We talked a lot about Jaden Reed from your conversation on the State of the Packers show with Gabe, where he had his great notes comparing Jaden Reed to other number 2 wide receivers.
I see that narrative has caught on in some other precincts of the Packers.
It's a real interesting
Twitterverse.
narrative. Do you think the coaches like Jaden Reed?
I do.
I do too. That's why I
think
don't
Matt
understand.
LaFleur really likes him. I think Matt LaFleur is looking for ways to use him more wisely because, and I think that's where Savion Williams comes in because
why did they draft Savion then? If because he is kind of in that role.
Yeah, but he's like 6'1". He's built differently,
okay.
right? And I think the idea is instead of having, and I keep thinking back, I don't know if it was the Bears game. It was late in the season, and they're in the low red zone, and they send Jaden Reed on an end around, and he just gets obliterated.
Yeah.
And to me, he's more of a Randall Cobb type player. I don't want him doing that. What I want him doing, and I think he's capable of, is not just being in the slot, but also being outside, which he does not do very frequently. But if he did, maybe he'd have more production. Randall Cobb was able to be effective as an outside receiver.
He was more
but
of a slot guy.
more often than not, but I think adding that to his repertoire and taking away the pop passes and getting him lit up going around the end.
I feel like Golden's going to be that guy.
We'll see.
Yeah, we will.
So you talked about Jaden Reed. Does that change? Did the conversations you had change your opinion
I
on
ended
him
up
getting
going
an
all
extension?
through it. No,
you went through
I'm
it.
not through the extension, but I went through a
Kubler?
myriad of
You
things.
Kublered it?
Well, Keith called us and gave a bunch of really good
Keith
stats.
and Heartland.
Keith Neitzel?
No, he called and refuted some of the things Gabe said. And then when Gabe joined us yesterday, we had that conversation. And, the idea that the coaches don't like him, I couldn't get my head wrapped around that. But this idea that he is lock, stock going to be the guy, which last year at this time we thought he would be, I don't think we can say that with certainty now. I think he is going to have a role moving forward, but he better have a good season this year.
Well, so I'm glad you say it that way because as I put together the countdown of the 20 most important Packers with,
we got after you for that too.
I guess what? Don't care.
Yeah.
Because it's more of a vehicle than an actual list. But
4 names in 2 days.
Do you know? Let me ask you this, Jesse. Do you know who the most important wide receivers are going to turn out to be this season?
It's going to be Matthew Golden.
I hope it's not Matthew Golden.
Why?
Because I'd like for it to be a development year for him, kind of like Devontae Adams had in 2014, where
I want him to be Jay Jettis right off.
I think.
Do you think he's that good?
You drafted him first round.
That's not what I asked.
Do I think he's going to be Jay Jettis and Chase? No. But can he be really good? Yes. And I think for this team to take the next step, I'm not saying he needs to be doing that in September, October, but if he does not have a big-time role by Thanksgiving, I will be disappointed. He doesn't need to have 85 catches, but I don't want him hovering at 20.
So when you look at some of the recent wide receivers that have had huge seasons as rookies, even though –
How many Hall of Famers in the first round of the Packers draft at wideout?
2 out of 4.
That's pretty dang good.
50%.
And if Jay Walk doesn't blow – I'm not saying he's going to be a Hall of Famer. Jay Walk didn't blow his knee out and have all that stuff. Jay Walk had a big boy season when he was healthy. The Packers, when they go first round, which is rare, they hit.
Do
they not hit?
As someone who knows as much about football as you do.
I do know a lot.
Do you?
I agree.
Yeah, you do.
I agree.
Do you really think that there's any correlation between Javon Walker, Barty Smith, James Lofton, Sterling Sharp, and Matthew Golden?
Do I think history repeats itself? I do. Do I think you should learn lessons? Does it mean it's foolproof? No. But do I think that there's certain things?
Is that a large enough sample size for you?
60 years?
There's only 4 other guys!
That's the point. It's rare that they do it. So, yes. I got to be more monotone. Yeah. Yes, it is. It is. Yeah. It's rare that they do it. So, yes. Again, I'm not saying he's going to be James Lofton. I'm not. But
you just did, kind of.
No, I didn't. The Packers have been very selective with it. By the way, they also have done this at quarterback. Do you think that that's like a coincidence, or is it a pattern?
Done what at quarterback?
Win and get good quarterbacks. We're a league that can't figure it out. If Jordan Love is even half as good as everybody says he's going to be, you're looking at his 50-year run. Is that a coincidence, or is that because maybe they know what the hell they're doing?
Yeah. We'll see what Jordan Love ends up being. We'll see what Matthew Golden ends up being. I think to Jesse's point, Devontae Adams is one of the greatest wide receivers in NFL history, at least in the last 50 years. And he had 3 good games as a rookie.
I don't know. You put him in the greatest in the last 50 years.
He was a 3-time first-team All-Pro.
Devontae's great.
I always look at it, are you the best player at your position for multiple years? That's how I view a Hall of Famer.
Okay, so he's better than Jerry Rice? I mean, I can go through a list of wideouts if you want.
One of the greatest, I think I'm okay with that.
That'd be top 5. He's not top 5 in the last 50 years.
Okay.
Devontae's a great wideout, and I would say the best of the Rodgers crew, Devontae. No question. You're saying he's one of the greatest in the last 50 years? But it's a pretty doggone good wideout.
It is.
Let's not
Randy Moss.
Let's take our little Packers glasses off for a second.
Well, he plays for the Rams. So does Puka Nacua, who, by the way, had 1,486 yards as a rookie.
Yeah, so, I would take if we can get Matthew Golden over 1,000 yards. Over 1,000, that is a win.
Other wide receivers that had huge rookie seasons throughout history. Puka Nacua has the most as a rookie. Jamar Chase, 1,455. Justin Jefferson, 1,400. Randy Moss in 1998 with 1,313
You put him
yards.
ahead of Devontae?
I do put him ahead of Devontae, yes. Odell Beckham Jr.
Don't put him ahead of Devontae.
I do not, no. Most recently, Malik Neighbors had a 1,200-yard season.
Not putting him ahead of Devontae.
You're going to be...
I would take a Malik Neighbors season from Matthew Golden.
I would too.
Nice.
Lad McConkey had 1,000 yards last season.
Yep. You know my answer to that. Not going to take him.
Garrett Wilson.
No.
Amari Cooper had a 1,000-yard season as a rookie.
Maybe Devontae is one of the greats of all time.
I don't think the object of the game was comparing it to Devontae
No,
Adams.
but that's what it's
That's
become.
what he's turned it into.
And by the way, I see you have a cup of coffee without a cover on it. I know where that's from. I stopped at Quick Trip on my way down as well. They are a great partner, just like Pella is.
We always stop at Quick Trip every time we go. And right now, what kind of great deals do they have going on? Quickery Applewood smoked bacon, 2 for $5. I stopped in. We had that over the weekend. What a deal that is. Nature's Touch shredded or block cheese for $1.99. And then this goes great with bacon. You got those potatoes, simply shredded hash browns. Also $1.99. Life is busy. We get it at Quick Trip. Quick Trip is your one stop for variety, quality, and fast service. Gas and free air for your tires, clean restrooms. Quick Trip has you covered. Remember to download the Quick Rewards app. Take advantage of all Quick Trip has to offer, like rewards on every purchase. And, of course, their great coffee. Quick Trip. We'll see you next time.
That was $1.99 for the cheese. We got to load up on cheese up north. We just used it
Oh,
all
make
over
sure
4th
we
of
got all that
July,
meat
so, yeah.
you're going to have, and you're going to be making charcuterie. You get all that good cheese from Quick Trip, and you made all that meat. There you go.
Get the Quickery bread and do some grilled cheese sandwiches.
Got all that good stuff.
Speaking of good stuff, Gina Della of Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin is going to tell us about all the good stuff we're giving away today. Again, book your in-home consultation today during our show, and you'll be eligible to win a bunch of these great prizes. Again, the number 262-783-6600, 262-783-6600, or you can just go online to PellaWI.com.
Will Jesse fit in that jersey?
Are we going to try and see?
I think we should have him model it. Yeah.
I'm not wearing Christian Yelich's jersey.
Why not?
That someone's trying to win. That's a horrible idea.
Why? You're modeling.
Because I'm going to.
It already smells. You're not going to make it smell
stank.
worse.
Hey, you think game worn? I want game worn. I want it as gnarly and as smelly as I can get.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
That's the
agree.
beauty of it.
Yep.
Anybody can go buy a jersey at a store. You get game blank and worn. That could have been from Tuesday. I don't know what night it's from.
I want to know how we.
Bloody and
I would like to
sweaty.
know how we secured it.
I don't want to know that.
Like, did we just? He went to the shower.
If I had known, I'd have brought
took it out of his locker.
I brought Sabathia's pants down here. We could have had Sabathia's pants and Yelich's jersey.
The whole
This
Halloween costume.
is what you're missing by not coming by the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Experience Center in Brookfield. Stop by, book a consultation. We'll talk to Gina Della next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
It's always a beautiful experience coming out to the ballpark. Many fans prep in the parking lot amongst our legendary tailgaters. When you're ready for new windows and doors, prep for those at the Pella Experience Center in Brookfield. See, feel, open, close, and compare dozens of window and door options from different Pella lines side by side. And if you order by July 31st, get 0% interest for up to 5 years on Blue Mountain Road, or visit PellaWI.com today.
Take your game to the next level with Vortex Golf. This employee-owned brand out of Wisconsin brings you premium rangefinders like the Blade, Blade Slope, and the Anarch, packed with features like image stabilization, pin spotter mode, and rock-solid accuracy. Backed by a legendary no-questions-asked VIP lifetime warranty and unmatched customer service, Vortex has you covered. Ready to upgrade your gear? Visit maplehillgolf.com and search Vortex to see the full lineup. Vortex Golf, you can bet on it.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com, because your next Mercedes Sprinter van is waiting for you.
Play where the Badgers play and enjoy a round at University Ridge Golf Course, the official course of the University of Wisconsin. It's easy to see why University Ridge is consistently rated one of the best public courses in Wisconsin, winning awards every year since 1992. Whether it's a tournament, corporate event, or just a golf outing with family and friends, University Ridge Golf Course will make sure you have an enjoyable golf experience from start to finish. Book your tee time today at universityridge.com. That's universityridge.com.
The Bucky Badger Student Mascot Fund was created to support the amazing student athletes who bring the best mascot in the world to life. Hey, my name is Stacy Bruner. I was Bucky Badger from 2010 to 2014. My most memorable sports moment was running out the flag at the 2013 Rose Bowl versus Stanford. Your donation will help fund new scholarships to ensure that the rich tradition of Bucky lives on. Learn more at supportbucky.org. That's supportbucky.org.
Saturday on ESPN Radio.
A home run for Aaron Judge.
The NL Central leading Cubs face Aaron Judge and the Yankees. Coverage begins Saturday at 12:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Presented by Progressive Insurance.
Joining us now, you see her on Project Pitch It, which is like the localized version of Shark Tank, where I learned that you are a former elite level figure skater.
Elite.
Yeah, what does elite mean?
Really good.
Okay. Well, elite is like the best of the best.
I think elite means your level of sports writing, your level of pickleball/football.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
Your level of Windows.
My level of, hold my hand.
Best in class.
Remember we had a moment of silence last time?
We did, yes.
We're going to have another one today.
I'm just glad Gina.
Tell you what, there aren't many moments of silence.
Gina, unlike when
show.
we did the title tones with Wayne, it's nice that Jason's here on time. That's nice, isn't it?
You know, he's still bitter that he looks like Big Bird in the commercial. And he's just never going to let me live that down.
I am sitting here as Switzerland at this time.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
As Switzerland wearing a game-worn
And is that
Christian
just
Yelich
look at that
jersey.
right there.
No.
How awesome is that?
So first of all, I thought that was rust.
I thought it was blood when I first saw it.
Did you?
I did. But it's dirt.
Yeah.
It is dirt.
Infield dirt slid into second base, I'm guessing.
I am shocked. So you get this, and we're having a great day out here at the Pella Windows and Doors Experience Center. You get this, and you're going to wash it?
Well, so Austin brought it over last night. He's all excited, holds it, starts to take it out, and I'm like, oh, my God. I literally felt sick in my stomach. I'm
You
like,
got the
do I
bleach
use
out?
shout it out? And he looked at me like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
It is smelly.
I can tell.
It truly is.
It's a little
you guys.
stanky.
I'm
Yep.
just telling you, Christian, you're such a great player, but and I would sweat too when
That's
I
the
figure
smell of
skated.
greatness.
When I was when elite figure skaters smell too.
Can you take
Not
us
like
through?
hockey players,
Take us
though.
through the. First off, have you seen the movie Cutting Edge?
No.
Oh, come on.
The figure skating
No,
movie, a love
no.
story. It falls in love with a hockey player.
No, I saw the one with the blonde Holly. Ice castles 5 times.
Okay. Well, you need to put that on your to-do list on your
Okay.
next trip.
All right.
What you go do? How did you get into? Give us a little background. I've known you now for 10 years. Didn't know you were a world-class figure skater.
Oh, now I'm world class.
Well,
I keep going.
elite is world-class to me.
Best
when
in
did you
class,
when did
like
you
Pella.
start figure skating, and how did it end?
I watched Dorothy Hamill. You guys probably still were in heaven. Don't even know who Dorothy Hamill is, do you?
I've heard of
Sure,
her.
she had a great haircut.
And she had shampoo.
I was a Yamaguchi fan. That was my figure
Chrissy
skater. Yeah, she was
Yamaguchi.
my figure skater.
Oh, Ichi
And then-
Nisanchi Go Rachi Hachi Kachi.
I don't know
Kiju.
about all that, but Nancy Kerrigan and Harding, that was a great
You're a
battle.
big Harding
that
guy.
was a fun. I still can't believe Vern Lundquist.
Galooly.
No, that Vern Lundquist. I was Sean Eckhart.
Wait,
in that
who's
story.
Vern? What are you talking
Vern
about?
Lundquist, who is like the legendary announcer, he somehow ends up, because it used to be on CBS, he called the figure skating with Nancy Kerrigan.
He didn't
and
call the actual like stick hitting
The baton.
the assault.
Oh, I digress. So let's get back to your story.
Did you ever have anyone hit one of your competitors so you could win?
I did not.
Okay.
Not
That
yet.
was a new
Not
situation
yet.
at that time. No, I saw her. It was fun. I asked my mom and dad if I could be a figure skater, if I could take lessons, and that's how it started. And then it was you met hockey players. Why wouldn't you want to do that?
Sure.
you know.
You definitely don't want your daughters dating hockey players.
Well, they don't have a lot of teeth. I mean, you're going to have a whole situation.
That is
not as
something, yeah,
expensive that.
dentures and things of that nature.
So how far did figure skating take you? How far did you go
Well,
in
look
the
at
figure skating? Well, not
She's the
not
queen.
in terms of your
she's
career.
the queen of the window world and all this other stuff. But
I got as far as qualifying for nationals, and then
what?
Told you.
This is the craziest thing. I have 2 ankle bones. I wish you could see because you can't.
put your
see.
feet up. Yeah, we can see
Well, I
it.
bet you don't see them, and
It
that
can't be
was
worse
the
than
thing.
Tausch's.
And
Well, thank you for covering your feet up. Normally we come down here, you're flat-toed
by the
open.
way, I love how you match. Look
Thanks,
at how.
thanks for
Kids,
noticing.
Make sure you see.
So I have to
he's
put my foot up
totally
here now?
Pella.
You that
yeah.
bendy? Yeah, there you go. I
love these shoes, by the way.
Jeez, rip the tablecloth off.
And you don't have a cover on your coffee. It could get really ugly in
That's
here.
true. It's just glad that he's not wearing open-toed sandals.
So you qualified
So
for
I
nationals.
did, and then I found out why I kept falling certain ways was I had double ankle bones. So then I had to either have surgery and be off the ice for a year or quit, because when you're off the ice at that level for a year, there's no going
So
back.
when you were hitting a triple sow cow, you couldn't land it, and that's why the double ankles, or what?
That's his favorite move.
He is kind of hot when he says triple sow cow.
Thank
Not
you.
gonna
All right,
lie.
first of all,
Thank you.
he's never hot.
You're not very nice.
What is happening with
I'm
you
just
two?
honest.
Yeah, he's been this way. He needs the Packers season to start. He's getting a little antsy.
Speaking of the Packers season, should we talk about some prizes?
Yes, that's a
Like
great
segue.
It's about
from
time.
calling Tausch hot.
It's about time we have somebody here that's actually going to move the ball forward.
Wow.
All right.
So this is this is.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm going
not
to
a
take it off now because, honest to God, I have
Stinks.
to go out tonight. I can't shower after this.
Where are we going
Woo.
tonight? What do we got going on tonight?
Is
going
your
to-
little
steak
something,
going to
something?
fall
A
on the
little
floor?
Westmore Country Club action
Oh, okay. Golf, or you just go?
with Haley, who
Oh,
you
yeah,
went to
Haley,
college
yep.
with. Yeah.
Yep.
No,
Okay.
just dinner and drinks. We don't
All right.
golf. No.
All right, so this
Thank
is the.
you.
Oh,
This
you've
is
even got like staff to come and grab the shirt after
Hey,
you've
so let's
removed
put
it?
this back on camera one last time. This, to me, is the Grand Poobah.
Yes.
There's a lot of other great
Yes.
prizes. But this, you saw it when Gina was wearing
Careful.
it. It stinks.
Watch out for
It's
that
dirty.
coffee.
It's game-worn, and it's Yellies. And Yellies having a great season.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jason, how, again, do we go about doing this if you are interested? Well, let's
Well,
go.
The more you do it, the better you'll be. Keep going.
Okay, I thought
Is
Gina
this
was
a
doing.
little chat GPT?
Well, you
I
want
think?
Gina to do your job for you?
No.
Okay, well.
She just said there was a segue, a whole thing there.
Oh.
Like, speaking of the Packers, remember when she
yeah.
said that like
Gina did
3
say-
minutes ago?
Gina, what about the Packers?
What do 3 people with ADD equal?
This.
Wilde and Tausch.
This situation.
That is very fair.
Oh, are we doing prizes now?
Yes. All right, what are the prizes?
Okay, besides that amazing jersey, which I picked
You got socks. You got Pella socks over there. You
Would
know
you
I
just
love
let
Pella
her
socks.
talk? Oh, my God. It just gave me a stomach ache. Tausch.
Yeah.
I picked
He's
you.
hot.
Thank you. That was nice of her.
Sarah, he's looking exceptionally hot
Sarah's
today.
listening, so that's good.
Sarah, he's looking exceptionally hot today. I picked you two to give away the jersey during this time frame because not that I love you two the most, but I do love you two the most. I've been with you the longest, and it's emotional to me. Okay, our prizes besides the jersey are 2 pairs of tickets to a Packer game of your choice.
I see that right here.
And Tundra Trio. If you do not know what the Tundra Trio is, Google because you are missing it. It is the best.
The best tailgate in town.
Matt LaFleur's even been there.
LaFleur has been there. Just did a half hour. He was there for an hour.
Monday Night Football's been there.
Yep. I don't know if Thursday. There are. What game do you think, if you're a fan right now, which game are you picking? If you win this raffle, which game would you pick, Jason?
Well, I would pick the opener.
I would too.
Against
Detroit,
the Lions
September
on September 7th.
Yeah.
Beautiful fall day.
Yep.
It's going to be warm and sunny. The sun will be
the other
shining through the windows of the Tundra Trio.
Yeah. You're good, Jason. The other sneaky one that I'm thinking, Cincinnati.
Oh.
Burrow.
Yeah.
Wide
a lot of star power.
Well, let's see if that defensive backfield can hold up against those big. That's the other game that I'm really intrigued by.
We've also got Badgers versus Iowa with a tailgating experience.
Ooh, college game day.
That we're giving away. You've already talked about the jersey. But again, in order to be eligible, you have to book your appointment and have it scheduled before the end of the month.
So call now during this show.
Couldn't be easier. Could not be easier.
262-783-6600, 262-783-6600, or just go online to PellaWI.com.
Great job.
Thanks.
You nailed that.
You did.
Well, I am a Pella customer, and I'm very happy.
You're
with
both
my
Pella customers.
Yeah, and you know what? That sliding track door has been unbelievable for us. That was the one. That was the one I was probably most nervous about. The most moving parts and all that. The windows, obviously.
I don't have one of those.
Yeah,
what
you
is
should.
That? Is there one of them here? Can I test it out?
In the right there, that whole big honker.
Sliding windows.
I want to try that. Okay. Anything else we should do? Because I know that we're going to have fans that are going to come through here.
Well, and then for all of the appointments that are run as a result of you guys calling in from today, we will pick one winner from all the appointments held, and they will get $2,000 towards their project. So that's another exciting piece. And let's not forget, we do have a Pella grill and some Pella golf balls and an umbrella. I know it's not a yellow
Pella
jersey.
umbrella. A Pella umbrella. That's
pretty good.
Nice.
And sunglasses.
I'm looking at the boxes that the grills are in.
Yeah. I know it's a tailgate grill. It's a tailgate grill.
So I know Tausch.
Unbelievable.
I know Tausch.
You
No,
are
I had a
unbelievable.
reason for that.
Oh, the cribbage board.
The cribbage board. Let me show the picture.
And by the way, when we were down at did the show pregame before the Brewer game, and they gave us one of those and said it is I think they mentioned it was the greatest giveaway that they've ever had.
I bet it was.
And it goes with the Jedi Jackson Churio bobblehead. Oh, Austin's so proud. I said, do I pronounce his name Jedi? He's like, Mom, it's Jackson Churio. God help. How do you have a child that works for ESPN when your mom thinks you should watch the jersey and that his name is Jedi? Oh, my hand.
Sometimes you got to overcome things, Gina. That's just how things go.
Austin has overcome a lot. God bless you, Austin.
All right, Gina Della is here in the flesh for Austin. We love you, buddy, no matter what.
Keep up the good work.
We're going to sing later. We're going to sing to Austin later. A title
Is it his
song.
birthday? Well,
He was 30 on June 1st.
Oh, happy
He's
birthday.
having a baby, though.
Oh, congratulations.
Was that supposed to be publicly
That's not
announced?
known yet, no.
All right, we're going to get your mom off the air. That's okay.
Bye.
Again, we are at the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Experience Center in Brookfield. Stop on by. It's easy to find. Just put it into your Google Maps. That's what I did. I was here from Green Bay in less than 2 hours. It's a great ride, and there's great prizes to be given away by Gene Adela and the team here at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. I brought up the grills not solely because of their size, but because you had sent a message earlier in the week. I didn't know if you covered this or not, but you are in need of a grill? You had something happen to your grill?
No, I was just wondering, what's the expectant life of a grill?
And did you discuss
No, I don't
that
know
while
the
I was
answer. I don't know what that right number is, because to me, I like things that are durable and that last.
Yeah, that was like you as a player.
Well, kind of. You look at it and you think, all right, because I don't think most people keep a clean grill. I would bet you do.
Sure. I do.
But I'm thinking you get 5 to 7 years. I think that's the life, that would be the capacity that you're looking for. And if you get less than that, shame on you. You probably didn't take care of your grill, right?
Well, that's why you've got to clean your grill carefully so you can grill fearlessly, just like with AmFam, where you want to dream fearlessly and insure carefully.
I don't think that was one of your best, but
Well,
American
thanks.
Family Insurance is the best.
Thanks for your feedback.
And a proud, you're welcome, and a proud partner of Wilde and Tausch from the jump. And for almost 100 years, they've been committed to making life better with the right home and auto protection. Also, you're free to enjoy your dreams. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com.
Wilde and Tausch rolls on live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Experience Center in Brookfield. Stick around for more.
The 2025 Major League Baseball All-Star Game.
The Stars are going to shine on a stage unlike any other.
Coverage begins Tuesday at 7 Eastern with first pitch at 8 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here with an offer for a bath or shower remodel from Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel and no interest financing for 12 months. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. Reliving it all. 10 years ago, they made us believe. The Stars from Wisconsin Men's Hoop's most legendary run, reminiscing on a special 2014-15 season. National Player of the Year Frank Kaminsky on why Madison has a special place in his heart.
This place, this school, this city, the most formative part of my life and the most special part of my life. It's an amazing story regardless. But yes, I would trade, so many things that have come next for the opportunity to go back and do that one more time.
More info on how you can stream the full conversation from the Made 'em Believe reunion coming soon.
For windows with the strongest resilience, you need the Pella experience. Get 0% interest for up to 5 years if you order by July 31st at PellaWI.com.
Free Food Friday on ESPN Madison is brought to you by Vintage Brewing Company. Whether you're looking to get carry-out, delivery, or dine in, Vintage Brewing has lots of great options on their menu. Vintage Brewing Company prides themselves on being a great place to hang out and enjoy classic Midwestern hospitality. Vintage Brewing Company has multiple award-winning beers, so be sure to try one the next time you're in. Head to VintageBrewingCompany.com to make a reservation today. That's VintageBrewingCompany.com.
You love choices.
Like your choices with a Sweeto metal roof.
Choose standing seam or high-profile steel shingles that come in a variety of styles that last a lifetime.
Put a Sweeto metal roof on and take the worry off with choices.
I'm Mike.
And Mary Sweeto. Enjoy the long-lasting architectural strength and beauty of a Sweeto metal roof.
SWITA metalroofing.com.
Sweeto Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Madison School and Community Recreation's For Friends golf outing is Wednesday, July 23rd at the Oaks Golf Course. Hey, it's Jesse Nelson. Since 2003, the Friends of MSCR has raised over $630,000 to fund new programming, equipment, fee assistance, staff development, and more. You can support accessible recreation in Madison through sponsorship or by signing up for a foursome. Head to birdease.com/MSCR for more information and to register. That's BIRDEASE.com/MSCR.
America is kept safe because the Army National Guard responds, protects, and supports our nation when it needs them most. The Army National Guard responds to disasters such as wildfires and floods. They protect us with missile defense, cybersecurity, and civilian support teams for chemical, biological, and radiological hazards. Be there for your community and your country. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
When you're in the right place at the right time, things get done. The important things, like knowing what you need and how it all works. Talking truck. Fixing it right the first time. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, our people get it done right and now. That's how you know you're in the right place at the right time. And you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Continuing live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Experience Center.
Is YouTube saying that you're too loud?
I have not. I'll be honest. I do enjoy monitoring the YouTube comments.
Yeah. I don't.
I have not. I have not. But yes, you need to keep Jason's mic turned all the way down. My God, the audio is garbage.
Did they say my God or my God?
Either fix your sound or quit shouting.
It's certainly not garbage.
All right, I'll stop shouting. I know we have we're working through some stuff, so I'll tone it down.
We're not on a unit we normally use when we're on location. It's a little touchy, is all. It's kind of like
so are we.
Yeah, it's kind of like us. We're
okay.
a little touchy.
We'll tone it down a little bit.
So again, we would love for you to come out and see us.
Sure.
We are at the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Experience Center in Brookfield. Jesse, I have a question for you since you're so popular on YouTube. There's a new Tausch would know this because while he claims that he is subscribed, he's never actually been able to chat.
Yeah.
And he never brings his iPad with him so we can show him how to get connected. So
he doesn't know, and I don't know that he wants to know.
Sometimes that sounds very fair. But now we've got this thing where, like, the people who comment most frequently get like some sort of a crown?
Yes, YouTube added a new feature where, which is just the worst. Where
it is, 'cause everyone has them.
Because it doesn't reward quality of commentary; it awards quantity of commentary. It would appear. So whoever chimes in most frequently in the YouTube comments while we're live gets a little crown next to their name for the day, and it essentially awards a top 3. And so you get to be ranked number 1, number 2, or number 3 for the day.
Well, you do like power rankings.
I do like power rankings, but I really don't like the YouTube comments. And this is just the best and worst of every world. And I don't think I like it, where it's ranking the amount of contributions rather than the quality. Like, if I could rank the YouTube comments, I would do that, and I could say, I think Jerry Odd had the best comment of the day. That's number 1. I would rather do that.
You'd like to be bestowing the crowns yourself.
Yeah, instead of Jim and Tony and all these other people who just say, "Hey, it's me. How you doing? Number 1."
So I don't want to relitigate the shows I wasn't on. So I just want to ask you because Lawdy, it's Jordy in the YouTube comments.
Some of their names are fun.
Is wondering if you heard KBN yesterday when they were talking about your take on Pat Murphy from earlier this year, and apparently you introduced yourself to Pat Murphy.
I did, yes.
And I know not everyone listens every day. Is Pat now going to be a regular listener to the program, and did you let him know that you are solely responsible for the team's resurgence?
I did not. I tried to be you. on Monday night. I was at the Brewers game as a media member.
I like
and
the sound of this.
I said, you know what? I've learned a lot over the years I've been producing this show from Jason. It'd been since Ron Renicky was the manager of the Brewers that I last
been a while.
attended a Brewers game as a media member. And I said, you know what? I'm going Monday night, and I'm going to go down to that press conference. And I sat in, and I didn't know that Pat Murphy asks the members of the media who he's not familiar with that aren't there, like Adam McCalvey and Sophia Minard every day.
Right.
He asks them to introduce themselves to him before he begins his press conference.
Nice. It's a nice
That is a nice
so
touch.
there
I
were
like it.
3 or 4 people who went before me, and I'm like, oh, crap, he's going to ask me to introduce myself. So he did, and I'll if you want to hear it, I can play it for you. Riley might have it back. I know Hunter had it the other day, but I introduced myself, and he said, have I seen you here before? And I said, no, I've called you on the phone. I produce the Wilde and Tausch show every day from 9. I've called you on the phone before, but this is our first time in person. He goes, oh, I feel like I know you. And it sounded, I didn't realize it in the moment, but it sounded very ominously like he kind of had an idea who I might be and what Tausch says I said about him.
What I said, you said.
Uh-huh.
So
it seemed to be the case.
It's interesting you bring this up because I had one of my brothers, or maybe both, text yesterday, and they said that is the worst take in the history of our show, and my most important number 1 seed is right there. And I did say those are probably the 2 worst takes we've had. You don't give takes.
I don't give. I was just about to say that. I didn't need you to say it for me. So I'm not eligible.
And Jesse, I don't know how many takes he's given, but that is the worst.
They tend to be bad.
Okay.
So I don't know which one of those is worse. I'm sure I've had other takes that are bad. I've had plenty that are great, but I've had some other ones that are bad.
You've had a lot of great ones.
I'm not going to yell because we've been asked not to yell.
This doing monotone. I feel like Aaron Campman.
This is
right
so
now.
hard.
No, I feel like Aaron Campman.
All right.
I used to always give him grief because he would always talk and we said, "Oh."
Like in team meetings? And
No,
or just in the
everywhere.
media?
I would always just go up to him and say, "Okay, fellas, let's go out and have a great game today. Let's go try." And he would get super annoyed with me, but it was super fun for us.
I can see how that would feel.
Riley claims that he has the audio of this interaction.
So wait, so you guys did not, while I was gone, you did not talk about this?
No, we did. We did on Tuesday.
You said you don't want to relitigate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we are
Just wanted to
relitigating.
make
He's
sure.
trying to figure out
But
if Pat Murphy knew him, and I think if you listened to this, you would say he does.
So you tell me, you listen to this.
All right, I'm ready.
And let's see how this goes.
How about you?
Jesse Nelson from ESPN Wisconsin.
We've met before, Jesse.
Mm-hmm. I've called you before for the Wilde and Tausch show. I produce it in the mornings from 9 to noon.
We've never met.
Not in person.
I felt like I've heard your name.
Well, sorry to hear that.
You guys are back.
And then
I know of you. Is that what he said?
I feel like I've heard your name is what he said. And the more I listen to it, the more I think he has heard
No,
something.
he knows you.
Oh, he knows who you are.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. And thank you for your service was the next thing he was going to say. But
And then he was too cowardly to even ask a question.
Wait, you didn't even ask a question?
I had a question specifically about the game and about the team that I wanted to ask him. But again, I'm out of practice. Now, you talk about how hard it is to time it up with everybody trying to jump in.
He said it was only a 3-minute
It was
press
like 4
conference
minutes long,
after
and then
a
all of a
huge
sudden,
win.
We're done.
Like after a win, it's a lot easier
thought-
to ask questions and not get intimidated. He was scared.
The question I had was more of a big picture question, so I wanted all the
come up with a different
regulars to ask
question.
about Freddie Peralta's pitching performance, Andrew Vaughn's homer in his first at bat. Wanted everyone to get those out of the way.
Yeah.
There were a few I thought probably should have still been asked.
So wait,
that
so
they
when
didn't get that we were done.
he does the introductions first?
Yeah.
So you don't get to segue from being introduced
Correct.
into asking
Yeah.
your question.
Correct.
Because you would have preferred that.
Yes, I would have said. By the way, on that Wilde and Tausch show, some have said that
your job should be in question,
which it never was, and that's not what I said. And you keep saying that's what I said, and then
and it got back to the manager.
And that is not what I said.
And he was not happy to
At
see you in his
Pablo's
press
birthday
conference.
bash when the Brewers were in 4th place in early May.
Pablo's 42 years old now. that take has aged so poorly.
I am not going to that party next year. I can tell you that. But all I asked was, at some point, do we need to start having a conversation?
And the answer was resoundingly then no, and the answer is resoundingly
Extra
now
no. Correct. In fact, I saw on Cubs Twitter last night, Cubs fans are getting after Craig Counsell now, saying Counsell doesn't know how to win like Pat Murphy knows how to win, which is glorious. So
glorious.
This is we're in a wonderful place here. Game and a half back of the Cubs with 3 to go before the All-Star
For someone
break.
that loves attention like Jesse does, and we
Not
all
negative
agree he loves attention.
I do.
You had an opportunity when Brett Favre was in Madison. You cowered down and didn't go say hi.
That was different.
No, it's not. And then you have the same information. You're sitting in a presser with only 10 or 15 other media folks, and you cower down and don't ask a question. I'm confused on your attentivity.
I had a tough time timing it up. Next time, I'm going to go again before season's up, and I will get a question in, and we'll do it just like when Jason's in Green Bay at Lambeau. We'll play it a Q&A.
I hate to say this, but I almost
analysis.
think you guys need to do a road show together, and Jason shows you the ropes. That's what I think needs to happen.
You want me to be?
I'm a pretty good mentor.
I think we should maybe find another day, especially as the Brewers keep winning in September.
I would love to go to one of Pat Murphy's press
I think we should try to find a way to
let's go to a game together.
To get down there for a game, do the
cream.
show, and Jason helps you understand how to ask a question.
Yeah. Okay. The questions won't be short, though, if
also,
I'm mentoring you.
In that scrum in the locker, in the clubhouse or the locker, everybody's so tall that covers the Brewers.
Todd Rosiak's not. He's
all,
a tall drink of water.
They're all like 6'6", and I walk in, and Freddie Peralta's locker's like right at the front.
And you're the same height as Sophia Minnaert.
I'm like hiding behind them like I'm behind a tree trying to get some audio of things. I can't even, like, Freddie can't even see me to ask him a question. Tough.
Well, good job going.
Thank you.
And now you can take the next step. Well, the first step is
got
going.
A free ticket. He didn't even write, he didn't take a notebook. He didn't write anything down. He didn't ask any questions.
Beautiful night
but
for a ball
in fairness,
game.
You met the manager.
He did bring a topic back
Multiple
to the show,
days
which
now.
is
You're welcome.
Very nice.
Hey, nice sweep for the Brewers.
All right, fans are starting to, much like Jesse into Pat Murphy's press conference, fans are starting to trickle in here at the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Experience Center. I've gotten texts from a few friends who want to stop by as well. You can stop by too. Again, if you book your consultation during the show, you will be entered to win all these great, look at all these fabulous prizes, including the Christian Yelich game-worn, stinky, dirty, not washed by Gina Della jersey. Or just go to the website, PellaWI.com, during the show. We're out in Brookfield. I drove by an Associated Bank location. That's my bank, and it should be your bank as well. If you haven't made the switch, what are you waiting for? I was just in the Green Bay downtown branch yesterday with a transaction. They've got the big sign that's got all their awards that they've won. Best customer service.
Was it a big transaction? You making some good cash?
It was not that big of a transaction, no. It was a deposit.
You
of a
sold
check.
some hangers, didn't you?
$10.
Did you finally sell those wiffle balls?
No, but I just sold a few items this morning. They were
nice.
picked up. I can let you know. What
I
was
should have brought
purchased.
all those old shoes that I want you to sell for Max.
You should have.
Yeah, mistakes were made.
Yeah, well, I'll see you again soon, and I'll make those deposits with all the proceeds from selling Tausch's stuff for him at my local Associated Bank branch. Packers checking, Badgers checking, Brewers checking as well. Everything you could possibly want in a bank is Associated Bank. So go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more. We'll kick off the 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch live from Pella in Brookfield. Stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, hey, how'd you pull this off? Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Hi, this is former Badger Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison. Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison. My name is Riley Yauk, and this is your Sports Center update. Brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out at 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. Don't look now, folks. The Brewers are legit. Yesterday afternoon, the Crew finished off a sweep of the defending World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers in walk-off fashion. Here's how it sounded right here on Madison's home of the Brewers. Lane Grindle with the call.
Yates brings home the pitch. And a ground ball through the left side into left field for a base hit. Frelick trots home, and Jackson Churio has walked off the Dodgers here this afternoon in Milwaukee. It is brooms for the Brewers.
That was Jackson Churio's first career walk-off. It was also announced after the game that closer Trevor McGill would take Freddie's Peralta spot in the 2025 All-Star Game. Today, Milwaukee has a much-deserved day off before their final series of the first half against the Washington Nationals. Hour number 2 of Wilde and Tausch comes your way right now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch. Live from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, the Experience Center in Brookfield. Someone take the mic from Jesse, please, from Michael in the YouTube.
Well, what happened to you?
Michael doesn't like.
So it's not necessarily coming in hot or peaking or volume. It's just your opinion.
He thinks the show would be fixed if I had my mic.
We kind of calmed down. We're not yelling as much. So has that been better? Have we?
I think so.
Right,
I have not gotten any.
Well, you wouldn't know in the YouTube
complaints.
comments. They don't say positive things much over there.
Oh, wow.
Again, just about you. They say a lot of positive things about our program. And they say a lot of positive things about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Again, 262-783-6600. Who knows, if you call during a break, Tausch or I may answer the phone and help you get your in-home consultation scheduled. Thank you for that, bailing me out there.
Yep.
All right, so I did want to get to number 11 on the list of the most important Packers of 2025.
I can only imagine
how many guys are on the line this time?
Just one.
What?
Oh, wow.
But one of the people sitting at this table is mentioned in it.
I'm guessing it's Jesse.
It's Jesse, yeah. How did you know?
You wrote about
It's the film
me?
and production guy, making sure they get good video to watch practice and break down and make adjustments.
So did you know that it was in 1993 that the NFL draft went from 12 rounds to 7?
I didn't. I know Larry McCarron was like a 12th round pick.
Yes, and I think Bart Starr was a 17th round pick
Good
once
pick.
upon a time. It's a
Really
very good pick. But I went back into the archives because the 11th player on our list of the 20-ish most important Packers of 2025 is Carrington Valentine, 7th round pick. And I went back and looked at some of the best 7th round picks since the draft went to just 7 rounds.
Okay.
There are 2 that I included 4 of them. Spoiler alert, one of them is you.
Okay. I would guess Donald Driver would be another one.
Steve Josue is not one of them. Eugene McCaslin. I'm trying to think of the other ones that were in 2000. Charles Lee, was he part of that?
Yeah, Charles Lee, but I think he was earlier. I think he was a fit. Maybe
and
he
like
was a
Ron something.
Big Juicy, we called him. No, we called him Big Juicy.
Big Juicy.
Was he
Ron.
tackle?
Yeah, he was a defensive tackle named first name Ron, last name Roberson.
We called him Big Juicy. I think his name was Ronald Moore.
Well, I think you're right. So
why I can remember that, but I literally can't. Like, it's amazing. It is an amazing
it is
thing
amazing.
in the world.
Mm-hmm. Big Juicy.
Big Juicy.
So Big Juicy did not make the cut. There are 4 players.
Did he get cut?
Yeah, he did get cut.
Oh, no. But he made the team for at least he didn't make the
No,
squad?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'll have
Juice was not worth the squeeze.
Big Juicy.
He got squeezed off the roster.
It's the way you guys laugh at someone's career. That's good stuff.
I knew you were going to say
Good
that
stuff.
the minute I said he got squeezed off the roster.
So just got fired. Oh, good for him. That's fine. Yeah. Okay. Not very classy, boys. Continue.
I mean, if you can get a pun in, it makes it better.
Makes it funnier
So
for everybody but Big Juicy and his family.
So two of them were before you, and one of them is after you. I would like you to guess the other three that I cited, because I know you didn't actually read it at channel3000.com.
Well, Drive, for sure.
Driver is one, yes.
Yep.
1999
Okay,
out
give me
of
the other
Alcorn
year.
State.
Give me the other year.
The other
Timmerman?
2
Timmerman
years
was a sixth-round pick.
The other 2 years are 1995 and 2004.
Was Timmerman a seventh-round pick?
And that's the first
Timmerman
one.
was a
Adam
seventh-round pick?
Timmerman was a starter on 2 Super Bowl championship teams, one with the Packers, one with the St. Louis Rams.
Yep.
Was a second-team All-Pro in 2001. So you've gotten 3 of the 4.
Okay.
2004 draft, the 7th round. He played on the offensive line.
In 2004?
He was 2004.
Oh, Scooter
Jeanette?
Scott Wells, indeed. Well done.
Wells done.
He also won a Super Bowl as a starter.
Yes, he did.
He did not get squeezed off the roster like poor.
Well, no, he
Big
did get
Juicy.
squeezed off the roster for a stretch.
But he fought his way back.
He did.
Indeed. So those were and my question for you is, and as I write in here, putting cornerback Carrington Valentine in such rarefied company.
Oh, wow.
Heading into his 3rd NFL season would be undeniably premature. But the guy has started 22 games in his first 2 years. 3 of them are playoff games. He had 2 picks last year. Where they're at the cornerback position, not only after moving on from Jair, but moving on from Eric Stokes, Corey Ballantyne, Robert Rochelle, there is an opportunity for him to rise up and be the butterfat, as Tausch likes to say, at that position. I'm not putting him in that group of 4, but you always talk about the 7th round and having to prove yourself constantly. You saw Carrington Valentine when we did our draft event at the Tundra Trio. Does he strike you as the kind of guy that, like you and Scooter and Adam Timmerman and Driver, who have what it takes to kind of overcome the odds? Because the odds are certainly stacked against you most of the time.
Yes. First off, he's already proven that he can play. He's going to get this opportunity to now show that he can do it at a level consistently enough to be the guy. It takes a lot for a coach to give opportunities for a later pick. Like, they have to continue, and we say this all the time, you have to keep proving that you belong, whereas early picks have to continue to prove that they don't. It's a disadvantage, but it's something that the mindset, the real great first and second round picks have the same mindset.
Right.
They have the same mindset of, there ain't nobody taking my job. Anytime you feel like you've made it, you're done. And I saw one of the videos that I think he sent out, basically, doubt me. I don't know if it was on Instagram. Somebody sent it over. Doubt me. I'm going to be ready for the challenge.
Yeah.
That's the attitude you want to have. Now, you said, or someone earlier this week said, he's bulked up. He looks the part even a little bit more. There's a reason guys get drafted high. That does not mean that there are going to be elite players. There have been plenty of elite players that have been drafted lower, but it's a different road that you have to take. He has done the hard part. He's positioned himself to have a chance to showcase it. It's really hard because you don't get those opportunities. Sometimes it takes you 3 or 4 teams to get there. He's here. He has this opportunity. I think there's a good chance, if he is what I think everybody hopes he is, that he could be DB1. Whether or not that's what's going to be the case, I think Keyshawn Nixon is going to start as that guy. But if I'm sitting here telling Valentine, like, go get it. Why can't you be DB1? And he's going to get the opportunities, and if he showcases it, you think it, because there's going to be, he's going into his 3rd year. If he shows it, all of a sudden now you're going to have this conversation. What's he going to do next year?
Right.
This is a huge year for him to continue to validate what they've seen and take it to that next step. And if they do that, if he can pull that off, there is not going to be all rarefied air. He gets that second contract, and all of a sudden now it's go ahead, do your thing, because then now finally you're kind of on a level playing field, and you can just say, I am this guy. You're still going to have that same mentality, but it'll be a little bit different.
Did one of your former teammates, because he wasn't a 7th-round pick, he went undrafted, and he spent an entire season every Tuesday trying out for a new team. But is that what Tramon Williams had at that position? That same kind of personality, that same kind of doubt me, because he went from being undrafted and nobody knew who he was to being one of the top 5 corners in the game for a few years there.
He had just a quiet confidence about himself, and I think everybody recognized how great of an athlete he was. It was just kind of putting everything together, and, he started in Houston. He was a undrafted guy down there, and he got bounced around, and it can be very humbling. And if I hope that I would have had the same fortitude that Tremont and Scotty Wells had. I think I would have, but you get tested in some really crazy ways. And you have to be so mentally tough in order to continue to take these body blows that the league gives you. Barry Stokes is another example. You get 17 or 18 different times you're cut, and you just keep saying, I'm not going to let you dictate it to me. I'm going to determine my own fate. And not everybody gets that opportunity. Tremont was just a guy, kept working, did the practice squad, did all the work, and then you only get, when you're a later pick, you screw up early and you don't show that you can do it, they just move on.
Right.
So you have to be prepared for the moment. And now I think the way the rosters are set up, you get more opportunity because you can kind of hang around on a practice squad and continue to build your craft. Whereas in the past it was more, deuces B, we got an injury, we got to let you go. Good luck to you. Now you get more opportunity to do it. It's easier to stay in the league than it was, but to elevate yourself, you get that opportunity. My example, had I filled my britches and not played well up in Buffalo, I think they'd have been scouring the waiver wire saying, well, who can we bring in? They believed in me, and I gave them a reason to believe. And that's the key when you're a late pick.
That's what makes this show as good as it is.
So you did not write about
when
me.
we're not yelling.
We
did not write about you.
Shoot,
no, it was, but we did reference Tausch, and those stories are the ones that.
Where do you draw the line of? Is it a 5th-round pick where it can be, boy, he's really over-delivered? Because to me now, 3rd and 4th-round picks, I'm expecting you to be a starter.
I would agree.
Is it 5th round? Is the line of demarcation?
What do you say?
That's kind of where I view it.
Is 4th round really expected?
We've had a lot of great 4th-round picks.
I would say day 3 would be I don't expect the day 3 guys. So rounds 4 through 7.
I'll say this: Goody talked about it before the draft, and he referred to 3rd and 4th-round picks as premium picks. So the mentality that he has too, and again, they're premium when you get Zach Tom in the 4th round and David Bakhtiari and T.J. Lang, and you get Corey Linsley in the 5th round.
Well, is there a big enough sample size, or is that just a coincidence?
Well, it's certainly a much larger sample size than the Hall of Fame first-round pick wide receivers.
No, it's got to just be just a coincidence.
Well, there's a great sample size from all the cases that Gruber law offices have handled over the years involving injuries, and they win consistently. That is a plenty large sample size. Hopefully you're never part of it, but if you are, there's only one call to make. 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666. Gruber Law Offices, one call. That's all. More live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Experience Center. Again, if you want to be eligible to win the cribbage board or the Pella Grill or the Christian Yelich game used jersey or the Packers tickets, all you have to do is call today, mention the show, book your appointment between tomorrow and the end of the month, and you'll be entered in the prize drawings. We're going to do them all day long. Again, the number 262-783-6600, 262-783-6600. More from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Experience Center in Brookfield. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Get ready to unleash the dragon at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Introducing the region's very first $1 million Dragon Link slot game. Feel the thrill, chase the excitement, and win big. With jackpots soaring to $1 million, your chance to hit it big is here. Come experience the ultimate gaming adventure. Visit Hard Rock Casino Rockford today and play the $1 million Dragon Link slot game. Your legendary win awaits. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's hard rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When it comes to your health, do you want to buy something online or do you want to meet with someone local? A local doctor with a family-owned business that cares about you. That's right, you want to meet with Nestor Rodriguez and Ashley Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. You have questions about cryotherapy, red light therapy, hormone replacement treatments, GLP-1s, or you just want to have a great workout, Carbon World Health is there for you. They have a new location in Sun Prairie, and they have their original location in Madison. So when it comes to your health, there's nowhere better to go than Carbon World Health in Madison and now in Sun Prairie.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owned. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
Hello, I'm John Hayes, the owner of Goodman's Jewelers. It's been my pleasure to serve this community from this incredible store for over 4 decades. We stand upon high standards and classic traditions, pillars like honesty and integrity. Stop into Goodman's Jewelers, the longest-standing full-service jewelry store in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
GRB Academy is baseball for the serious player. Over the past 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's top destination for player development and advancement, including over 468 college commitments and 27 MLB draft picks. Their facility in Windsor is the home of GRB Rays baseball and features over 52,000 square feet of elite baseball training. Tryouts for the 2026 summer season begin July 22nd. Find full training programs and register now at grbacademy.com.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
After a storm, even seemingly small damage can lead to major problems. If your roof or siding took a hit with this recent storm, your insurance may cover the damage, but the process is still a nightmare. Badgerland Exteriors makes it seamless. They'll guide you through every step and get your family's home back in tip-top shape just as fast as that storm ripped through.
Contracting made easy is more than a tagline. It's how we run our family business. Visit BadgerlandExteriors.com to get started on your next project. That's BadgerlandExteriors.com.
ESPN Madison is proud to partner with Mentoring Positives for our 3rd annual ESPN Madison Open. Mentoring Positives is a nonprofit based right here in Madison and is dedicated to uplifting youth and families through mentoring, athletics, and youth entrepreneurship. As a trusted presence in the community, Mentoring Positives has been helping young people build confidence, leadership, and purpose for 20 years. They're changing lives right here in our community. Visit mentoringpositives.org to make your impact today. That's mentoringpositives.org.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Monday on ESPN Radio, the 2025 T-Mobile Home Run Derby.
Home run! Second deck! Bang! Oh!
Coverage begins Monday at 8 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN.
Ready to roll, ready or not, ready to give it all I got. Gotta live to win, get up, get even. Ready to roll, ready or not, ready to give it one more shot. Let the game begin, need something to believe in. Ready to roll, ready or not, ready to give it all I got.
We roll on from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Experience Center in Brookfield. More fans have stopped by. Got to see Jim on the south side coming out to the west side.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit about, 15, 20 minutes?
It's a trek.
Well
but we
worth the
appreciate
drive.
the
Jimmy.
effort.
Got a chance to win a Yelich jersey.
Yeah.
Well worth it.
Indeed. So, Jesse, I know you're a huge fan of Bill Barnwell.
Oh, I am.
This piece that he did.
Hey, before you get into Barnwell,
Yeah.
I knew that's what you wanted, because Barnwell's Barnwell. Why is Belton not signed yet? Why are all these second-round picks not being signed?
Because they want their contracts
I know, but
guaranteed.
Has that been the new norm? And because
No.
We were sitting here yesterday, and somebody asked.
You were sitting here. You did the show here yesterday.
Yeah, we did
too?
the show yesterday too. You should have been.
Should have been here.
Wish I'd have known.
Belton not being signed. That's going to be the first thing that gets squared away.
Bulaga was shocked to learn that.
Yeah, he didn't know.
Belton wasn't signed.
And then I said, well, I'll have to get Jason as our CBA, blah, blah, blah. I said it's because
have business cards that say
I said because they are trying to get guaranteed contracts.
They are. Yeah. Good for them, by the way.
But by the way, if you can pull it off.
Well, someone did get one.
And that's probably what's throwing it
off.
off.
And now all the agents are trying to get their
guys. And as we've seen, I'm sure there'll be some collusion to make sure that doesn't happen.
And then they won't tell anyone about it.
Not a good look for your guy.
Wait,
I'm not going to get into names. The old NFLPA president. Not great.
I didn't even know who it was.
Check it out.
Morris Smith is no longer in charge.
No, it's not a great vibe.
And I read the story or played.
Don Van Atten, I think, is the guy. I always think of him as
Van Atta.
The Hatter, Mad Hatter.
Yeah.
It's an interesting story. I don't know where this is going to go because when you have both sides.
First of all, just a second. So for those that did not read the story.
I didn't read it either.
Okay, for Tausch, too. The head of the NFLPA is also a consultant for a private equity firm that is among the small group of private equity firms that are being allowed to invest in NFL teams. Now, they have not done so yet, but it is a blatant conflict of interest. And on top of the collusion that you referenced, this fellow agreed to a non-disclosure agreement about the arbitration on the collusion, so none of the facts of the collusion against players getting guaranteed contracts in the wake of the Deshaun Watson deal is now public.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's gnarly.
And if I was a player, I'd be pissed. And they are. So that's the story Tausch is referring to.
Yes.
But to your point, the issue is guaranteed contracts. Now, we have had this conversation many times. Baseball players have guaranteed contracts. NBA players have guaranteed contracts. Heck, NHL players have guaranteed contracts. Yep. You played in the one of the major professional leagues, the only one that doesn't have them.
Yes, and for everybody that's saying, oh, we should fight for this and blah, 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 blah. I get all that, but there's always a reaction to an action. What would happen if that is the case? There would be 80% of the league would be on a one-year deal. That's what would happen. And you wouldn't get the big signing bonus. You wouldn't get. So I understand it. I've been through it. If you think that the quarterbacks and the stars will get paid, and they'll get guaranteed contracts, but they'll get the guaranteed contracts in smaller years. So there's a positive and a negative to it. But if that is what we're fighting, if that's going to be the battle that we always fight, what will happen is, especially as you get older, you're going to be going year to year every year, and you'll make more money, but you'll have no security. And now you can make the argument, well, there's no security, and you're not making, for a vast majority of the guys, again, football terms, not civilian terms.
Right.
And so there will be a reaction to this if that was what got mainstreamed and more normalized. But the owners, as we've seen with some of these emails that have come out, they are going to fight that tooth and nail to not allow fully guaranteed contracts to ever really hold root in this league. And then when you see what happened when someone finally did, you have a Deshaun Watson situation that has been a complete and utter disaster, and that will put every other ownership group to say,
yeah, he was not the best guy.
Wasn't a great example.
Be the trailblazer in that way. I would just add this, though, because people wonder, you're obviously a former player, but the reason why I am pro-player in all these instances is that the contracts that NFL players sign are essentially one-way deals. And we look at the Elton Jenkins situation. Elton Jenkins, the guaranteed money, which never happens to other league players, has run out. Mm-hmm. All he wants is the money that's existing on his contract for a portion of that to be guaranteed to give him security for the next 2 years. The Packers can cut him whenever they want. Now the Bucks cut Dame, but they still owe him the $113 million.
Pretty good deal for Dame.
That's not how the NFL works.
Pretty good little deal for Damer.
So when Elton Jenkins or Jordy Nelson or these players that I side with versus management on this, it's because those deals are one way.
Yeah.
And that I think that's –
So when is Belton going to sign?
More of these second-round picks have to also get guaranteed deals, or they all have to say, okay, clearly the league is colluding again. We're not going to get them. We have to get as much guaranteed of it as we can, because that's the other thing about draft contracts, right? Like once upon a time, there were negotiations, but now it's been slotted for so long. This is the new battle. This is the new battleground for agents.
Well,
can I get all the money guaranteed?
And the league's going to try to stop it, because then what's going to stop third-round picks from getting guaranteed?
Correct.
Fourth round, and it's a trickle effect.
And if you look at, like I was looking at Zach Tom's contract the other day as a fourth-round pick, it's like a 4-year, $4 million deal. Now he hit one of the performance or playing time escalators, so he'll get paid more money this year. But that's an NFL-based program to give guys that are 4th and 5th and 6th and 7th round picks more salary in their final year. We learned from Rob Domofsky's story earlier this offseason that Sean Ryan missed that escalator by 2 snaps.
That's frustrating.
So that is one mechanism they have for these guys. But the bottom line is, if you're drafted on day 3, you're making more money than a lot of normal people in society, but you ain't making the big bucks as an NFL player.
Not yet.
So that's one of the reasons why they're fighting for that.
I am going to be super intrigued to see if he takes a snap before he gets a new deal.
That is one of the many storylines we'll be watching. We'll talk some more about those storylines. Maybe we'll get to Bill Barnwell's very long article. Maybe we won't. But Tausch needs to tell us about Hard Rock Casino Rockford, another great place where we had a great time doing the show in person.
Indeed, the Hard Rock Casino Rockford. It features over 175,000 square feet of gaming and entertainment space, 1,300 slots, 50 live table games, a sports book that the Wilde and Tausch program had a little fun with, and a rock shop. And if you're hungry, guests can enjoy diverse dining options at the Hard Rock Cafe, Council Oaks Steaks and Sea House, and, of course, I've been talking a lot about the UU Noodle Bar, the Hard Rock Live entertainment venue, 23,000 square feet, premium concert and event space, and from what I've been told, one of the best performers. One only could do it in his way, Terry Bradshaw. More than 1,000 feet of LED screens to enhance the experience for up to 2,000 guests. Hard Rock Casino Rockford, a premier entertainment destination just off of I-90 in Rockford, Illinois.
We've talked a lot about the Pacers wager that I succeeded in winning in early May. One of the other ones I put in that day was the Brewers to win the NL Central when they were in 4th place in the division.
Ooh.
Game and a half back today. That one's looking pretty good, too.
Well done. Smart.
More live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Experience Center. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. You know I've loved Pizza Hut since the days back when I was in school participating in the legendary Book It program. The summer was always a great time to get in some extra time reading to earn some great Pizza Hut pizza. And now my summer survival kit in Madison is a little different. A cooler full of drinks, a comfy lawn chair, and a large Hut Lovers Pizza from Pizza Hut for just $12.99. Choose from 4 loaded legends: meat lovers, pepperoni lovers, veggie lovers, and the new spicy Hawaiian. It's your summer go-to. Hot, melty, and made to crush hunger. Order before it's gone on the Pizza Hut app. Limited time only. Additional charge for extra toppings, pan, stuffed crust, and extra cheese. A large Hut Lovers Pizza for just $12.99 for a limited time at Pizza Hut. Nobody out-pizzas the Hut.
Saturday on ESPN Radio.
A home run for Aaron Judge.
The NL Central leading Cubs face Aaron Judge and the Yankees. Coverage begins Saturday at 12:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Presented by Progressive Insurance.
It's always a beautiful experience coming out to the ballpark. Many fans prep in the parking lot amongst our legendary tailgaters. When you're ready for new windows and doors, prep for those at the Pella Experience Center in Brookfield. See, feel, open, close, and compare dozens of window and door options from different Pella lines side by side. And if you order by July 31st, get 0% interest for up to 5 years on Blue Mountain Road, or visit PellaWI.com today.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
The biggest games,
Back-to-back state championships. Still going, lowers his shoulder into the end zone. Touchdown, Wanakee.
the most compelling stories.
Where are you going to be playing basketball next year?
I'm proud and excited to announce that I'll be going to the University of Charleston.
We are now joined by the Executive Director of the WIAA, Stephanie Hauser.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
College students, are you looking to make your campus living more comfortable, functional, and fashionable this year? Let IKEA help. From innovative storage solutions and furniture to maximize your space, to fashionable bedding and accessories to make it uniquely yours, IKEA is helping make college living truly inspired by you. And now, qualified college students can save even more with 15% off their IKEA purchase when they sign up for IKEA Family for free. Visit IKEA Oak Creek, IKEA Schaumburg, or check out the Ready for College section on IKEA.com/US to learn more.
Immediate live show streaming, a homepage customized just for you, the brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. Your state, your teams, your ESPN.
If you're just doing this because you're starting to not believe the Packers are going to bring in a number one wide receiver.
The ESPN Wisconsin app. Everything in the palm of your hand.
Who are the top guys?
And Dobbs.
That is the problem.
No, I totally
that is
agree.
The problem. You have never called Xavier McKinney the wrong name.
Available in the Apple and Android App Store. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app today.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh!
We continue live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Experience Center in Brookfield. All right. Barnwell stories are not short. The
No.
segment we're going to do about Barnwell's story.
So before we get into Barnwell, what is your number one story?
How many?
done this
how,
twice.
How many consecutive?
No. We'll get to Barnwell.
segments
I know
can we do that start
Jesse
with
puts all
before
this
we get to Barnwell?
effort into Barnwell. What is?
Took me 3 days to read it.
I'm not going to read this, so you can give me a sneak peek. You got your 25/60 players that you're.
Why are
most
you not
important.
reading it? You don't even need a subscription. There's no paywall.
I'm still. I want to get into that. I do read it. When I see the stuff, I read it. And I want to get an idea.
I just don't see it.
What is the one big thing that you're most intrigued about prior to the 23rd of July when they go up and report?
Which offensive linemen are going to be on the field on the 23rd of July? Like, that'll be the very first thing I will look for when I walk in and we're doing the show.
Is there
from
anybody
practice.
else that might be, like, is Quay Walker for sure going to be practicing and playing?
So one of my frustrations with this offseason was the fact that with the renovation of their locker room, even though they're in this spacious, beautiful locker room that they had to have built so they can host soccer games, we didn't have locker room access. We had select players brought to us because Quay Walker, who did say hi to me when he was riding on a
You have his cell?
bike,
You have his
I
cell?
do not.
Oh, okay.
Is one of the people that I would like to talk to. Because and I don't think he's in a great negotiating spot, right? Given his performance,
I would agree.
He's been up and down.
Yep.
So I don't think he's in a position to not practice until he gets a new deal. But Goody is on the record having said whether we give them a fifth-year option or not, which he did not get, and Devontae Wyatt did, that we want those guys here in 26 and beyond.
Sure.
So according to Goody's words, which, again, don't tell me what they said, tell me what they do.
That's what I've heard.
You've said it many times. His words were that they want him here long term.
Yep.
His actions so far have not illustrated that. I am a Quay Walker convert. I was a doubter his first 2 years. Those 3 games before he hurt his ankle in Seattle, he was playing really, really good football. It felt like he had turned a corner. Now, he played in the playoff game, probably shouldn't have, because his ankle wasn't healed. He clearly must have had some sort of surgery because he was in a boot scootering around at the offseason program. Again, a question I would have liked to have asked him. So I would assume if he's healthy enough to be on the field on the 23rd, he will be. I do not think, from a contract perspective, he's in a position to say, I'm not going out there.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I think there's, all of this stuff is about leverage and whether or not you not being out there. They're obviously going to want Quay out there, but are you going to be able to get anything done? I think Quay's going to have to play this out. And if he's playing really good football by midseason, that's one of, could be eligible for one of those. The Packers are not afraid to do an in-season deal like some other teams don't.
Right.
So that, I think he needs to perform at a consistent level in order to get there. I think, what was your number 15 list where you doubled up Devontae and Quay? Was it 15 or 16?
Yep.
Devontae Wyatt needs, they picked up his fifth-year option.
But he's in as big a prove-it year as
he is.
His former teammate.
It's a little bit different
right.
than Quay, but you have just so many guys that need to take that next step and make it really difficult for the Green Bay Packers to figure out who they're going to pay. Because there's a lot of guys that are in that limbo area, and we don't know how it's all going to shake itself out, and guys are going to have to figure that out. That's just going to come by who's having a year, who's elevated their game.
As much as I'd love to talk about Bill Barnwell, we don't really need to.
Before we get to Barnwell.
Because I'd like to ask you this.
Monday.
In any way, is that the drawback to the Goody plan of having all these guys all basically.
From whose perspective?
From the team's perspective.
No, the team loves this.
Just because you just keep rinse, repeat.
You look at it, and it's not that you're going to pit guys against each other, but you in essence can say, listen, you could talk to their representatives and say, well, if this is where we're at, we're going to sign Sean Ryan. Well, Sheed, appreciate you, but Sean Ryan took a deal that is something we're very happy with. Mm-hmm. He is happy with it. That is kind of our allocation. So from a player perspective, you have to be that elevated player in order to get the money that you're looking for, because the only way you end up getting paid, the top rate market dollars you go to market. If the Packers sign you early, you're not going to get your full market value if you're a dog. And that's something that every player has to battle and fight with, is figuring out what's that pain point of I'm going to take it or I'm not, and you figure out how that shakes itself out. You're going to see that with a lot of guys because of how the Packers have approached it. So from an organizational standpoint, this is exactly what you want. A bunch of young, hungry dudes looking for that next big deal, understanding that you're going to be able to leverage that against each other to figure out how and whom gets paid.
I agree with everything you said. I just find myself wondering if, when you have so many young guys competing at the same time, and none of them are the butterfat guys, as you like to say, with the churning of the butter, none of them have risen quite to the level that you know for sure, okay, this guy and this guy and this guy are the guys I want to pay. If it makes it more challenging, because then you're venturing a little bit of a guess. Like at wide receiver.
A lot of this is guessing. And the thing that you have to worry about when you do it this way is how do you keep a unified locker room?
Right.
Because when you sign someone, guys are going to be happy for them, but they're also going to look at it and say, well, that means I'm gone.
Right.
And you have to make sure you have the right guys that understand this business and say, well, I'm going to have to go get mine somewhere else. Are they going to still perform at that same level? That's the balance, and that's the risk that you take when you're approaching it. In the receiver room, we've seen some of that already.
Exactly.
Guys fighting and talking about we
not
went
showing up to work.
Oh, I kind of want to do this exercise with Jason. We got to go to break here pretty soon, right?
We're going to play trivia next.
All right, well, then let's do this exercise now. We did it yesterday.
Good exercise.
One word to describe the 5 core wide receivers from the last 2 years. You only get one word.
Only one
yes.
word?
Like, first thing you think of.
First
is how we
thing
did
you
it
think
yesterday.
of. Dobbs.
No show.
We went AWOL.
Yep.
No.
Watson.
Injuries.
That's what we said.
This is like password or
Jaden Reed.
Gabe thinks he doesn't play enough.
One word.
I'm not sure how good he is. So
Unknown.
There you go. Unknown. Yeah. So
Wicks.
we're 3 for 3 so far.
Wicks.
Potential.
What did we say?
Drops.
I didn't say drops.
You
I
said something else.
I think I said inconsistent.
Inconsistency
That's
drops.
fair. Yeah.
And who was the other guy that we got?
Matthew Golden.
Golden.
Well,
rookie.
Bo Melton, I said defense.
Oh,
I said Dion. No, Dion.
Dion, he said. Yeah.
Travis Hunter. Yeah.
My point is, if we did this same exact exercise a year before, it's a whole different animal.
It's all positive.
Right? You're right.
It's funny how that
Right.
changes things.
And we're having the conversation at this time last year. Who's going to get an extension first, Dobbs or Zach Tom?
There is a chance.
Turns out neither of them to this
There
point.
is a chance that there of those 4. I guess you could put. So if I go Watson, Dobbs, Wicks, Reed, there's a chance none of them get an extension.
Correct. Yes, there's a better than 50-50
I would
chance.
think one will.
Mm.
I don't know who that would be, and I don't know. I used to say it would have been Reed. Now I would say it's a complete toss-up. I would say Dobbs is the least likely to, just because of what happened.
I agree once again, which makes for great radio, but at least we're not yelling when we're doing it.
I thought Dobbs would still be the most likely to.
No, I don't know how you look. I don't see how they look past what happened last year.
And that's what Tausch said yesterday. Like, how do you overcome that? And
I
he
don't
doesn't
think
know
you
if
do.
there's an answer.
Somebody
to
else
it.
does.
You overcome it with a different team. That's exactly right.
Do you think there's a chance if they see great potential in Golden, and Jaden Reed is taking that step that Matt LaFleur has talked about and everything else, is there a chance, because I know we feel this way, I don't know how they feel. You think there's a chance that there could be a September surprise with a trade of Dobbsy?
If there is a wide receiver that I see them trading,
it would be Dobbs.
Because again, we talked about this a bunch. They have 9 guys on their roster right now that could all be on the team at wide receiver. They're not all going to be. But even McCole Hardman, who caught a game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl, and
he's a bubble guy.
Right. And all those guys, if there's one guy that I could see them from their upper part of their rotation trading, it would be Dobbs.
But you know the ironic part of that is, if you said who's the one guy you know for sure
right.
will be starting against the Detroit Lions,
it's also Dobbs.
It's Romeo Dobbs.
Yeah. Right.
That's a weird dynamic.
It's an incredible paradox, but again, that underscores where they're at that position and why this is such a crucial year for so many guys on their team. All right, we need to get to trivia. Jesse, what's today's category? Did you let Riley do it since he's producing?
Riley will be handling tomorrow's trivia for you.
That's because you're not here.
I'm straight up taking off tomorrow, and it's been
straight up.
This has not been our finest trivia performance week. Hunter set the tone on Monday.
Yes, by basically making it easy.
And then we went too hard on Tuesday. Yesterday was all right with geography, but not our best week. But this is a callback to Hunter Vaughn, who was off the rest of the week, but did a great job filling in through the first 3 days. He's very excited for the big Superman movie that is in theaters tonight.
He is excited, yeah.
Superman Returns is today's trivia category.
Slightly harder than it was the first time.
Questions about Superman. Today's Wilde and Tausch trivia, presented by Vortex Golf.
How many Superman movies have there been now? There were 4 of them with Christopher Reeve. There were 2 more with this Batman versus Superman or whatever else, and now there's this one. right? So let's go caller 7.
Sure, I'm not well versed.
I'll
in
have
Superman,
to ask Hunter.
But yeah.
Caller 7 right now, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. Caller 7 plays trivia next. After Tausch tells us about Coors Light and that beautiful, crisp, clean flavor and sheet of paper.
Whether you're tailgating pregame, enjoying your experience during the game, or celebrating a big win after the game, you just need a moment to chill. Crack open a Rocky Mountain cold Coors Light. It's brewed with that 3-step cold process. Cold lager, cold filtered, and it's cold packaged, so it is made to chill. Make sure those mountains are blue. That's when you know it is chilled to perfection. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company. A Golden, Colorado.
Matthew Golden. Trivia's next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhoffels. Black Friday in July is on at Steinhoffels. Save 10% store-wide and shop hot deals now at steinhoffels.com. Reliving it all. 10 years ago, they made us believe. The stars from Wisconsin men's hoops' most legendary run, reminiscing on a special 2014-15 season. National Player of the Year Frank Kaminsky on why Madison has a special place in his heart.
This place, this school, this city, the most formative part of my life. It's an amazing story regardless. But yes, I would trade, so many things that have come next for the opportunity to go back and do that one more time.
More info on how you can stream the full conversation from the Made 'em Believe reunion coming soon.
For windows with the strongest resilience, you need the Pella experience. Get 0% interest for up to 5 years if you order by July 31st at PellaWI.com.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Get ready for the ultimate Saturday night at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Join us for the all-new Queen of Hearts drawing at 4, 6, 8, and 10 p.m. This is your chance for royal glory. When your name is drawn, choose the right card and you could win a life-changing jackpot, up to $150,000. The longer the Queen stays hidden, the bigger the jackpot grows. Let's Hard Rock with the Queen of Hearts only at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
The team you'll always remember.
There will be no undefeated champion on Wisconsin.
With a reunion you'll never forget.
This place, this school, this city, these teammates, this coach, just everything involved was the most formative part of my life and the most special part of my life.
Relive Made 'em Believe now with the full show on ESPN Madison on YouTube and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Brought to you by M3 Insurance Company, Potosi Varsity Ale, and Potosi Hard Seltzers. Made 'em Believe. Available now.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
This is our crew.
1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a fastball at 95. Welcome back to the big leagues, Brandon Woodruff.
You're listening to Madison's new home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball. 100.5 ESPN.
'Cause I'm a hazard to myself.
Time for trivia here live at the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Experience Center in Brookfield. Let's welcome in our contestant. It is Josh in Madison. Josh, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, guys. I'm doing well, thanks. How are you?
Are you excited about the Superman movie? And if so, are you more excited than Hunter? Which I don't think is possible.
I don't know if I'm more excited than Hunter, but I do think it looks pretty cool.
All right. It's actually intrigued me enough that I'm actually considering going to see it.
So, when I was a kid, I heard you guys talking about this the other day when I wasn't on the show. Growing up, it was Batman was always number one. There was a cartoon, the movies with Michael Keaton and everyone were coming.
Course.
Yes, Batman will always be my favorite. The Marvel movies have had such a surge. Superman was never one of my favorites because it's not fair.
You missed the window.
Yeah, he's not from Earth. He has every power.
Your
anyone
issue
ever
was
wants.
it's not fair. He's not from Earth.
Yeah, he's too good. He's too good. Batman is a mortal man who's made himself. Spider-Man has a little bit of unique stuff, but he's still very vulnerable. Superman, you need one thing to beat him, otherwise he's indestructible. It's not a fair fight. Of course he's going to win all the time.
This has been your superhero minute with Jesse Nelson.
So, anyway. Superman.
All right, Josh, question one. What is the name of the newspaper that employs Clark Kent? Is it the Daily Bugle, the Daily Planet, or the DailyDodge.com? Nicely done.
Daily Planet.
Indeed.
But covering Dodge County and Beaver Dam like nobody else, you can check out DailyDodge.com. 95.3 WBEV.
Yeah, you can. They air the Dam Sports Show on the Daily Dodge.
Home of the Golden Beavers.
All right, question two, Josh, is this. In the 1950s and 60s, the phrase, "it's a bird, it's a plane," became so popular in American pop culture that it became the name of a Superman-themed version of which of these things?
I think Tausch is going to like this one.
It's a bird, it's a plane. Was that a candy bar, a Broadway musical, or a gas station?
Boy. Just a guess. B.
It's a good guess. Would you go get gas if Quick Trip renamed itself "It's a Bird, It's a Plane"? Would you get gas there? Yeah, because you're loyal to the
if I had
brand.
a plane, I feel like I would have to pull in.
Or a bird.
Do they still have Karuba coffee and that cheese for $1.99 on sale right now?
Can you still get 4 meals out of a chicken from there? Then I'm in. All right. Question three, Josh, and a chance for a clean sweep is this, and I didn't know. I just learned something by reading this question in preparation. So here we go. Will Reeve, the son of Christopher Reeve, who played Superman in the original hit 1978 movie, is now a media personality most commonly seen on which of these programs? Is it Sports Center, Good Morning America, or Dancing with the Stars?
Let's go with C.
Sorry, what did he say?
I hope Riley tells us.
Oh, he told us already.
He said C. The correct answer, as an avid viewer of this program.
This is an upset that you didn't know this.
Well, I know who Will Reeve is because I watch Good Morning America. I did not know he was the
See,
son
I
of
thought you would have led with that. Been a little more excited.
Yeah.
I would have led into that.
you didn't. Yeah, you kind of.
I did. I unlike Hunter, who made it
didn't
very
take your
easy
hand.
for his contestant, I was a little less obvious.
And I do have something to tell you that I saw. This was a tweet or a news article or something. Will Reeve is in the Superman movie as
spoiler
a
alert.
cameo playing a reporter of some kind. So
sounds a little nepotistic
Nice.
to me.
well,
Well,
I,
it's a nod.
Is he an
It's a
actor?
nod to the old.
No, I don't have any problem with it. It's not a problem with it.
it is nepotistic.
We're
but,
all
like,
going to be nepotistic with our kids. Like, who are we kidding?
but,
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you can get your kid a great, you're going to do it. So I'm not. It's just a reality. I'm not
this
like
is
being
different. This is different, though.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's
Christopher Reeve
nepotism. It's
isn't-
fine.
Christopher Reeve isn't around. The people who
Okay.
are doing the Superman movie did this as a nod to Christopher
So an
Reeve.
homage.
they did.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not.
It's very nice.
An
Yeah,
homage.
it's very
yes.
nice.
It's not. Golick doing a show with his son to get his kid a job. Like this is.
So Will Reeve isn't getting paid to be in Superman?
Oh, I'm sure he is.
And this has been Wilde and Tausch Trivia presented by Vortex Golf.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by
Rangefinders.
Vortex Golf.
Oh, yeah.
Rangefinders you can bet on.
Josh, you got 2 out of 3. That means you got 3 out of the 4 entries into tomorrow's drawing, which Riley and Brian Bulaga and I will make sure gets done.
Yeah.
We appreciate you playing, and I'm sorry I wasn't more enthusiastic to give away Good Morning America as the answer, but maybe you'll still win tomorrow. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Love you guys.
We love you too.
Yeah.
And we love nepotism.
I'm Jesse LePay.
Or so you wish. Want to remind you before we get to the 11 o'clock hour that right now it's the best time to get your best night's sleep on a new Tempur-Pedic from Steinhoffels. Discover Tempur-Pedic's advanced pressure-relieving power, making aches and pains a thing of the past. Right now, Tempur-Pedic Queen Hybrids start at just $52 a month when you use Steinhoffels' 60-month financing. Plus, you get $300 in Steinhoffels cash. And add an anti-snore adjustable base, and you'll get your best sleep yet, or Paula would. Steinhoffels is your mattress destination. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com. The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Experience Center kicks off in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
What's in your summer survival kit? Mark Tauscher here, and I'll tell you what should be. A cooler full of drinks, a comfy lawn chair, and for just $12.99, a large Hut Lovers pizza from Pizza Hut. For a limited time, choose from 4 loaded legends, meat lovers, pepperoni lovers, veggie lovers, and the spicy Hawaiian for just $12.99. Hot, melty, and made to crush hunger. A perfect summer go-to order. Order up before it's gone on the Pizza Hut app. And remember, nobody out-pizzas the Hut. Additional charge for extra toppings, pan, stuffed crust, and extra cheese.
This is former Wisconsin linebacker Chris Orr. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station on Wisconsin.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison. My name is Riley Yauk, and this is your Sports Center update, brought to you by Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin's Road America. WeatherTech Vintage Weekend is coming up July 17th through the 20th. Get your tickets today and check out the full season schedule at roadamerica.com. Don't look now, folks. The Brewers are legit. Yesterday afternoon, the crew finished off a sweep of the defending World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers in walk-off fashion. Here's how it sounded right here on Madison's home of the Brewers. Lane Grindle had the call.
Yates brings home the pitch. And a ground ball through the left side into left field for a base hit. Frelick trots home, and Jackson Churio has walked off the Dodgers here this afternoon in Milwaukee. It is brooms for the Brewers.
That was Jackson Churio's first career walk-off. It was also announced after the game that closer Trevor McGill would take Freddie Peralta's spot in the 2025 All-Star Game. Today, Milwaukee has a much-deserved day off before their final series of the first half against the Washington Nationals.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch, live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Experience Center in Brookfield, which again, we only have 48 minutes left of the show.
No, we have an hour. It's 11 o'clock hour.
Oh,
and by the way, we found out, we did a little research while you've been gone. Since you've been gone, it's not you.
On the late
clock.
starts of the clock?
Yeah, it's not you.
Shockingly, we discovered that. Yeah.
I don't normally like pointing the finger at myself, but I think as Morgan Wallen said, I might be part of the problem.
That's not what he said.
Isn't that was the name of his album?
Kinda.
You're the problem?
I'm the problem.
That's what I literally just said.
You said I might be part of the problem.
Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. Yeah. Hey, you're also the star.
No, I
make the show what it is.
I don't want to give you grief about stuff if it's not fair. Now, when I'm gone, I'd like a report back where you're at on the beginning of hours.
Well, we're replacing you tomorrow with Bulaga.
He's part of the problem, too.
The thing I learned about a couple of songs on that album.
Bulaga, you got to cut him off.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like you got to cut me off.
He's like, Matt, to him, when he fills in for you as the cousin sub of the day, is like Matt LaFleur is to me with my questions now. He's now started to just interrupt them.
Yeah.
We got to get our own Bulaga shot clock and just be like,
all right,
time's
all
up.
right. I could sit and talk about the clock all day.
Could you?
But do we think that Giannis has dropped, dare I say, breadcrumbs?
Uh-oh.
That he is.
Isn't it? I just find this so ironic.
Don't
that
you think?
Giannis has signed extension after extension with the Bucks. Nikola Jokic with the Nuggets, who they are, you couldn't draw up more close parallels. Denver's obviously a bigger market, but kind of very similar. They both have won a championship, both European players that have been awesome and have basically just been the community that they've lived. And yet nobody has said, well, Jokic, why don't you try Jokic? Everything is about Giannis, which
right.
I get.
You are right about
whatever.
that.
Jokic turns down his extension, which, by the way, is a smart move financially for him. And nobody is doing this. Giannis has said over and over, and he's done all of these things of, well, he's not going anywhere. Now, could he still go somewhere? Absolutely he could. But he has not said or done anything, and all of the ramblings of the NBA national insiders continue to find different avenues to get him out of Milwaukee, which I don't think is fair.
I don't understand why they do that.
Clicks. What are you talking about? You don't understand.
The NBA offseason.
They want to get him in a bigger market. He is a big star.
But
I
he's
don't
a big
think
star now. He's won a title here. People talk
they don't
about
want,
him. He's got his shoe. He's got all kinds of endorsements.
They don't like Milwaukee. It is what it is.
Right.
The national media don't want to come here. They don't want to have to talk about Milwaukee, and that's part of the deal. And that's why
you're
Milwaukee
not really talking
people
about Milwaukee. You're talking about Giannis, who's a multi-MVP.
Because Jason, if Giannis isn't in Milwaukee, are any of the national folks covering Milwaukee at all?
No.
The answer is no.
But It's not about you.
Oh, come on, dude. How long you been in the media, man?
Well,
there's a lot
it's
of
not about me.
Come on now. There's a lot of stuff about you. And media likes themselves from themselves. It's just the reality.
I think there's a lot of things you can say about me. I don't make my job about me.
Your name's on the show.
I think in
Well,
general,
just so people know who they're listening
I
to.
think in general, I agree with you. But everybody's got biases, and
I
everybody.
definitely have biases. But
you were rooting against the Packers to go to a Super Bowl so you could go propose to your wife. Like, so don't give me it's not about me. No, there is stuff. And
Well,
does
I
that
didn't
cloud
expect
your
you to be in the NFC Championship
Does that cloud
game.
your coverage? of
No,
things?
I don't think it did.
I don't know.
I mean, I didn't write an overjoyed game story that you lost to the
No,
Giants.
but my point is, when you're looking at it, that is why Milwaukee folks are frustrated because there is that narrative.
Because you're right, it exists. Because then the story pivots, and I want to play this from the podcaster that or the YouTube influencer that Riley's going to explain to me who it is. That I've reached that
Is that
point.
Mr.
in my
Beast?
age.
Is that the big YouTube influencer?
Yeah,
guy?
but that's not him. That this is
okay.
Different
but
guy.
but my
I thought
point
he
is
was him.
is now that all the cards start to be playing toward he's staying in Milwaukee. Now that you're right about how the narrative is. Now it's but will it last, or have they done enough? Like it's almost like okay, it looks like he's staying, so now we have to have another version of the angle of him leaving.
Okay,
and that irritates me. Speaking of which, all right, Riley, tell me about this YouTuber influencer who had Giannis on his YouTube program that we're going to hear a clip from.
Yeah, so this guy is I Show Speed. He's a YouTuber.
Is that his real name?
Online personality. No, his real name is Darren Jason Watkins Jr.
I'd change it too.
DJW.
Yeah, so he's a big streamer. He started with gaming.
You don't hear Jason as a middle name.
Yeah.
Often.
Okay.
Also a huge fan of Cristiano Ronaldo, and now he's
Has
sort
he
of
had him on the show?
I don't think so, but I know he's sort of made. I don't know. He's made content recently, talking with.
How do you achieve?
All right, here's the deal.
How do you achieve YouTube greatness?
Okay, I don't care. Let's hear Giannis's thing. Like, it's great that he's a YouTube influencer.
Well, we got to know who he's talking
Do
to.
we just went. I don't know anything more about him than I just did.
Giannis talked to Kay Adams. Giannis talked to Brian Windhorst. Giannis talked to Speed.
Okay.
I Show Speed and Giannis. Here's what Giannis said to him.
New York tax is bad.
Yeah.
Hell no.
A lot of people have tried to convince me to go and play there and stuff.
Oh no. No. So you staying in Milwaukee?
Probably. We'll see.
Oh. There it is.
Don't love the we'll see. I thought there was I love Milwaukee in there too. That's what I saw on Twitter.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I ain't gonna lie, that's not the reaffirmation I was hoping for.
Well, he didn't say no.
Probably.
He didn't.
Probably.
He didn't say. He didn't just say we'll see.
Boy.
He said
I
probably.
gotta say, I Show Speed didn't show me much there.
He asked the question. You got an answer.
That's one of the greats of our industry right now.
That answer doesn't give me a lot. That doesn't help me.
Yeah, I was hoping for more.
No, I saw on the Twitter feed it said probably I love Milwaukee. That was what I saw, and that's what I thought was, well, that's good news. And then I hear this, and I'm thinking, well, that ain't good news. That doesn't sound good.
Riley, was there more to that?
No,
replay that, Riley.
That was the entire clip. I'll play it again.
New York tax is bad.
Yeah.
Hell no.
A lot of people have tried to convince me to go and play there and stuff.
Oh no. No. So you staying in Milwaukee?
Probably. We'll see.
A lot of times I'll tell my kids, "Hey, you want to get we want to get a dog?" I'll say, "Yeah, we'll see.
Probably.
We ain't getting a dog."
You don't say probably first though. You just say, we'll see about that.
I said we've had more thoughts lately, but
you never say probably.
That is, that's not great.
All right. So what, Riley? How did Wendy react to this? Because Wendy is part of that.
Going to San Antonio.
Say anything else about Wendy?
No, I love Wendy. What are you talking about? I'm a Wendy guy.
Yes, you are.
Literally.
Windy? Something or nothing?
For first of all, congrats to that individual who was with him. I'm sorry, I don't know who it was. I couldn't see real well. For asking the question that a lot of us want to know. Okay, and so, but the thing about it is that he didn't give a definitive answer, and I'm certainly not going to analyze something he said seaside in Greece. But what I will say is the "we'll see." That is essentially what there's about 5 or 6 NBA teams banking on. The "we'll see," and I know it sounds trivial, but for years Giannis was completely locked in. Him saying "we'll see" backs up what Shams has been saying this entire summer, which is that he might be more open-minded than he was in the past. And I would say the same thing. Probably Milwaukee, but we'll see. And now I can quote Giannis on that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, attaboy, Speed.
The three of us have been convinced that this is a nothing burger all off season. I think we're going to be right. But when you heard that cut, and I think, Riley, I know we've had some people text us that there's a longer cut that does fit with the Twitter feed that we've seen about I Love Milwaukee. But even with that, there's still this. Do we feel any differently? Because I do. I have not a lot more doubt, but a smidgey of more doubt than what I had before.
Would you like to do a smidgey on a digi about your doubt or your
Not
lack
bad.
thereof?
Nice.
I don't. No.
Okay.
The Coors Light from the Friggy.
That was a reach, but still a good one.
I might be going to Bemidji. I might be going up to Bemidji to do that.
Oh, nice. That's
Thank
actually that was all right. Game over. May I say something?
I'm being told by multiple sources that he does say
I love Milwaukee. Everybody is saying he does.
So I think that tells you more. That tells you more about Get Up then, because that is the only part they played on Get Up. I cut that directly from their show clip. They didn't play anymore.
I want to be clear. I defended you, Riley. I sent you that clip from ESPN.com.
Yeah.
So that's not on you. Jesse, the floor is yours.
So we didn't hear him say I love Milwaukee. He does say I love Milwaukee, but I think we already all know he loves Milwaukee. He's said that many times over the last
like
decade
you love
plus.
Muskego.
Yeah.
But not McGuanago.
What's the reason that Giannis wouldn't just say yes? Is there something contractual? Is there a meeting that he needs to have when he gets back from being overseas where he would come back?
It's a great question.
There's a reason
it's a really
to
good
say,
question.
like, because if he says probably first, and you can tell like, he hasn't been asked the question yet. So he's asked the question for the first time. He says probably. That's his initial answer. Then he says we'll see is kind of like the follow-up, like he's adding something like he knows.
And then apparently after that, I love Milwaukee.
He knows he should still keep it open-ended. There must be a reason that he knows he should still keep it open-ended, even though he seems to know his gut instinct is probably he's coming back. So I don't know what that is. If there's
great question,
a conversation about a contract, if there's restructuring, if it's examining what the roster looks like, there must be a reason beyond just what the roster is, I guess, coming back and seeing what the Bucks have done to this point with the Dame move and Miles Turner, all that stuff. Like, there's got to be a reason that he would still follow up with.
Tausch, is it just that you don't paint yourself into you don't say anything absolute until it's absolute?
If you ask that question to Jordan Love, he's going to say, yeah, I love it here. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
You ask, you could start looking around the NBA. You could ask a bunch of different guys, and they're going to say, no, this is where I want to be.
I mean,
now the NBA is different, but Giannis, and the part that is troubling is he has never – I don't feel like he's ever went down this avenue. And your question is why? He's under contract. If he wants to be traded and wants it, he would have his representative. You'd hear it from Windy and from Shams and from everybody else. Yeah, he loves Milwaukee. We know that. I don't feel better listening to that clip in its entirety than I did before. Like, it gives me more doubt than I did before I came here to the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin experience. Why do that at all if you're content where you're at? Now, the only explanation I give is to keep pushing.
Keep pressure on the organization.
This is kind of the cake is baked. They went and did their big plays. He knows that they signed Miles Turner, not Evan. He knows that they brought in Harris. I think Harris is like the guard.
Gary Harris. Jericho Sims is back.
He kind of knows where this team is. Bobby got re-signed.
Bobby's back.
So
Ryan Rollins.
Rollins is back.
No, he's an old.
Tausch's favorite player.
So
Tree Rollins.
Gary
So
Trett's back.
why would he do that? Because is it to make one last big splash in order to bring it around?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have an answer for it. And this, for as much as this is probably a nothing burger, it's definitely not the confident vibe that I would hope to hear, even though the odds would still tell you when it gets to be September, he's going to be playing for the Bucs. He's going to be starting training camp early October with the Bucs.
Mm-hmm.
But this little clip doesn't help me feel that way.
No.
Does anybody listen to that say, oh, baby, that is awesome?
No.
Yeah, he loves Milwaukee.
Not convincing.
I mean, I'm not as,
No, but is it? Do you feel
Sky as
more
falling
doubt?
as you are.
Do you feel more doubt after this than you did prior to it?
I don't.
I don't feel more doubts. I don't feel more confidence either, though.
So it's one or the other.
No, I'm in the exact same spot. And my point is that it was sold to me in the alert from ESPN on my phone that I was going to feel better, and I don't feel better.
Yeah,
That's the problem I had.
I saw the initial Twitter. It's I love Milwaukee, and I'm thinking, yeah,
giddy up.
But then I hear this, and it's like, well, that's not really the context
Correct.
of what I was expecting.
I couldn't agree with you more. Well, we will apparently continue to go through this process until he finally – I mean, he is under contract.
Doesn't mean anything.
I understand, but it's not over until he comes out and says, I will not be asking to be traded from the Milwaukee Bucks.
Okay.
Or whatever it looks like, right?
Sure.
Because I don't know. If he's under contract, doesn't matter, then he at some point he is going to have to say, I don't want to go anywhere. I want to stay here.
Oh.
And probably is not that.
I'll tell you one thing.
We'll see.
I hope that signing Russell Westbrook is not in the equation. That I hope.
I think we'll be all right. I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't know.
He is our NBA insider, at least of the three of us. He's also the spokesman for Kohler Services, which...
Oh, we got something fun planned on Monday.
I know you do.
I'm very, very excited.
Demolition Man.
I'm not 100%
So
sure.
you're going on this, though. I'm not, but you are.
No, he's not
no.
either.
Tausch is on his own.
There's
for
no
this one.
food.
Wait.
There ain't going to be any food there.
You're sending him all... You're
I'm
not
sending-
going by yourself.
I'm sending him and a mallet, and we are staying far away.
I'm
from
going
it.
all by
God.
myself. I don't know how the
You don't
iPad-
go when we need you to go.
I'm taking my iPad. Hopefully that'll work. I know I'm going to be going to work with a hard hat and a maul, and we're going to be hammering out that big old winner of the ugly bathroom contest, and we're going to get a brand new Kohler Lugstone in there. Got to make sure I know the address yet, but we will be heading down there. And if you're looking for a great new bath or shower remodel, Kohler Services is the place to be. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer, providing care for life. And this month only, $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel and no interest financing for 12 months. You visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote, and you're going to get fast, professional installation. That is always included. Again, that is KohlerServicesWI.com.
I just would like to take this opportunity to point out there's a heck of a lot of people here now.
Yeah.
We're packing them in.
The fans are filing in.
It must be the nearly washed in the Cittadella laundry room.
Now there's nice lunch, too.
Ooh.
That's why we got
Yelich
Jesse
jersey.
down here.
That would explain Jesse's presence.
Jesse, I think you should wear the Yelich jersey and go spill some salsa on it just to add one last layer before someone wins this thing at whatever time.
I don't think that's a good idea at all,
I don't.
actually.
Bad idea.
What is a good idea is what you came up with for a game. And we're way behind, but we're going to play it anyway. It's a callback to the good old days when Tausch wasn't mad at me picking the green sweatshirt, leaving him to wear the Big Bird yellow sweatshirt, which I'm wearing today. You're going to want to stick around for this. A throwback to old school Pella windows and doors of Wisconsin. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
This fall, there's only one place to be, Camp Randall Stadium. Wisconsin football returns with can't-miss matchups, including Maryland, Iowa, Washington, and more. from the first touchdown to jump around in the celebration of the 5th quarter. Experience the traditions and unforgettable memories that make Wisconsin football so special. Single game tickets are now on sale. Lock in your spot today by visiting uwbadgers.com or call 1-800-GO-BADGERS. Wisconsin football game day starts here. We'll see you at Camp Randall.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
The biggest games.
Back-to-back state championships. Still going, lowers his shoulder into the end zone. Touchdown, Wanakee.
The most compelling stories.
Where are you going to be playing basketball next year?
I'm proud and excited to announce that I'll be going to the University of Charleston.
We are now joined by the Executive Director of the WIAA, Stephanie Hauser.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Summer is here, and there's no better way to celebrate than with Door County Distillery. Hey, it's Alex Stroh. I've been telling you for years how great Door County Distillery is. Locally produced, handcrafted, and award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. The sun is shining, and so can the Rock Island Rum from Door County Distillery in your summertime cocktail. Otherwise, vodkas, gins, whiskeys, brandies, and more, it's all available from the award-winning Door County Distillery. Find a huge list of unique cocktail recipes and the retailer nearest you, doorcountydistillery.com. That's doorcountydistillery.com.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
The sound of summer is on ESPN Madison.
The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Madison's home of the Brewers.
At the track, at the wall, jumped up. Jackson Churio brought it back.
Catch every Milwaukee Brewers game this season on 100.5 ESPN.
And watching it sail, it's a grand slam.
Brewers baseball on ESPN Madison is presented by Hard Rock Casino Rockford and brought to you by the Pfister Hotel in downtown Milwaukee.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
All right, Jesse, I have good news and I have bad news.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the bad news is I think Gina Della's going to come back on, which is good news.
That is good.
But it's bad news for you because it's probably going to use up Bonelli.
That's good. I wasn't really prepared today.
Oh, I'm glad that it's all good news because you did revive a game that we've played on this show with some acclaim. So I turn it now over to you for our throwback game that we're going to play.
One of the legendary moments of this show was when Tausch made his debut with the original Title Tones Singers back in 2021. And if you don't remember that, like, Riley might not have even been born when Tausch did this
Riley's
first
more than
commercial
4
back
years.
in the day.
He's more than 4 years old.
So, Jason, you're I don't know what musical groups we want to compare this to, but you've been, like, an addition later on into the Title Tones.
No, I was there for Cooking with Gas.
You were there for that one?
Yeah, the year before that.
Oh,
was,
I didn't realize you were there for that one.
How are you? You did? I did. What did you call him about?
Or what did you call him is the real question.
He is? Oh.
So
we do bicker a lot. That's fair.
So
nice to meet you.
For
Good to
those
see you.
for those unfamiliar with the commercial back from 2021, here is the inspiration for our game. Riley, take it away.
Janadella from Pella and the Title Tones. Game day train, take 47.
I'm leaving.
Leaving.
On a game day train to Titletown. Come on, guys. Roy, Wayne, Tausch, we can do this. How about if we offered Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin fans 12 months, no payments, and no interest?
Maybe.
Plus 20% off installation.
That's more like
Now we're cooking with gas.
But only through November 30th.
That was it from 2021.
That was probably the gold standard.
One of the all-timers.
Now
of our
we're
Pella,
cooking with gas.
Of our Pella TV spots, that's probably the gold standard.
And
we're
it
cooking
did
with gas.
launch us into the game. Yeah, maybe, or cooking with gas.
Yeah, that's a good game.
So that's what we're going to revive here while we're at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, the
Love
Brookfield
it.
Experience Center. I'm going to give you, there's been a big set of rankings that have come out for the Green Bay Packers and all NFL teams throughout the course of this week. So we are going to start with the much acclaimed Bill Barnwell article, which ranks the Green Bay Packers with the 17th best in the National Football League, right at average, the 17th best combination of running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. The assertion that the Packers are 17th in the NFL, Tausch, maybe, or cooking with gas?
Maybe. I'm not going to poo it, and I think maybe in the past I may have, but I think if you just went tight end running back, it's a top 10 group. But I think that uncertainty at wide receiver with all of the unproven and with the drops that we saw last year, it's a middle-of-the-pack operation. I don't know anybody that's going to tell you that it's not. Now, does it have the potential to be a lot better? Absolutely it does. But potential gets coaches fired. And this group is going to be kind of the anchor around why this ranking is at 17. So while I would say it's probably a little bit low because I think Josh Jacobs is top 5 back, and I would say Tucker Kraft is a top 10 tight end, the wide receivers, you could probably make an argument if you're just going 1 and 2 guys. Are they a top 21-2 tandem? I'd say probably not.
No. And they could be, right? Whoever the two are, whether it's Matthew Golden and an existing guy or two existing guys and Matthew Golden is a complementary piece, if you have two of the top four that are existing that suddenly elevate their games, then maybe you're having that conversation. But right now, as we stand here, that is the group that drags down this grade. That's why they're middle
So
of
are
the
you
pack.
maybe or
No, I'm
gassing?
maybeing it.
Okay.
Because, again,
Maybe.
there's the possibility that they turn out to be really good. I just hate the fact that we've seen so many glimpses of really, really good football, but no consistency from any of them, and that includes Jaden Reed, who has led them in receiving yards and catches each of the first 2 years in the league, but disappeared down the stretch last season.
Yeah.
Next up, Jeremy Fowler ranks Josh Jacobs the 6th best running back in the National Football League. Tausch and I talked a little bit about this the other day. Jason, we'll start with you. Josh Jacobs, number 6 in the NFL. Man, maybe you're cooking with gas.
Yeah, I saw that ranking. I thought it was a little bit low for him, but you look at the people that are in front of him, it's a little bit hard to make that case. There are a lot of really good backs. There has been a running back renaissance. I would have put him probably 4th. I didn't like McCaffrey being ahead of him coming off of an injury season. So I would say it's a meh take because I don't think it's accurate.
We went through it yesterday. I had him at 3 or 4. Obviously, Saquon is top of the list. And I think the big holdup would be pass catching out of the backfield and explosivity. Those are the two things that I think some of these other backs bring. But from a straight running back standpoint, he's a top 5 for sure. And I would say 4.
All right, last up, Seth Wilde, ESPN NFL analytics guy.
You love him.
Has graded the offseason for all 32 teams.
Oh, boy.
And he gives the Green Bay Packers a C+ for their offseason decisions. Meh, maybe, or Seth cooking with gas, Tausch?
Meh. Again, I'm banking off of what they see, not what the public wanted. Seth is going off of what the public felt and maybe what the media felt. They felt that O-line and the defensive backfield needed to be addressed. That wide receiver needed to be addressed. They did that. So whether or not they're going to be any good, but just from a addressation of problems that they felt.
Yeah.
They addressed what they felt needed to be addressed. And they did it via the draft and via free agency and by letting some guys go. So if the O-line is markedly better and they're, stouter and they run the football better, they give him more of that yards before contact that we saw with what Philly did, that's a whole different animal. So I think this is a meh.
I'm going to disagree with old boy. I'm going to say it's a maybe.
Maybe.
Why? I don't know how good Aaron Banks is. Now, I would argue that this is what Goody does in free agency, and Nate Hobbs fits this suit as well. He doesn't sign guys to big contracts that have already gotten big contracts and are proven commodities. When he signed Zadarius Smith's biggest season was an 8-sack season as a backup.
How old is Banksy?
27.
Okay.
He doesn't have as many accolades as I would expect for the number that they gave him.
Sure.
Right? But again, the point that Tausch makes, which is always accurate, is the fact that it's really just a 2-year deal. And after 2 years, they could cut bait with everybody that they sign in free agency.
With everybody.
Or Josh Jacobs, as you've pointed out, too, which is not out of the realm of possibility either. Yeah. So, point being that he may be right in his grade of C+ if Aaron Banks isn't that good. So I'm going to allow for that possibility. One thing that is good.
How do we do this, though, when we don't have any cooking with gas?
We don't have any. Yeah.
We're cooking with gas.
I wrote
you can't get us one that we're going to gas
up?
up?
I didn't know what you would agree with or not. It's up to you. You have the opinions.
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, but you should have had an obvious layup.
There should have been an obvious gas cooker.
Being at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin in Brookfield on a beautiful day like this, Tausch, what do you say? Meh, maybe, or cooking with gas?
You know it's cooking with gas. Come on, O'Reilly.
We're cooking with gas.
There we go.
There's Wayne.
And you're also cooking with gas and with your Bucky on your debit card from UW Credit.
Indeed, and for every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you, proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. They're going to help you reach your financial goals. And people ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, I want to keep my banking local. I want member first service. I love great perks, and I love Bucky. You can't say no to that pretty little face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you can't pay with anything else. Fandom will make you do crazy things, but not this. This just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member today. Get your Bucky card like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions do apply.
A quick Whoa Nelly, and then we will give away some of the prizes here at the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Experience Center in Brookfield. That's coming up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
The UW Credit Union member, Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Talk Badger sports year-round with the Jump Around podcast.
The elite of the elite players care about really two things: having the chance to play in big games and making your way to Sundays in the NFL. I think you can do those things at Wisconsin, but I think a lot of recruits want to see some of that sustained success. And I personally do believe Fickle and the staff are the right people.
The Jump Around, brought to you by Steinhoffels. Streaming live every Thursday on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel and available wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey ESPN Milwaukee fans, Brian Balaga here for Surfside. Summer is heating up, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka to break the heat. Made with real brewed tea and real vodka, Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy no matter what your plans are this weekend. Look for the can with the sunset stripes, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey Wisconsin, it's construction season and the Wisconsin DOT wants to help you safely navigate work zones in your area. Check 511wi.gov or download the free 511 app to see current road work, closures, detours, and camera views on your route. Wherever your travels take you, know before you go with 511wi.gov. That's 511wi.gov. And remember, know before you go. Always park the phone while driving. Sponsored by the Wisconsin DOT.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
It's always a beautiful experience coming out to the ballpark. Many fans prep in the parking lot amongst our legendary tailgaters. When you're ready for new windows and doors, prep for those at the Pella Experience Center in Brookfield. See, feel, open, close, and compare dozens of window and door options from different Pella lines side by side. And if you order by July 31st, get 0% interest for up to 5 years on Blue Mountain Road or visit PellaWI.com today.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
When you're in the right place at the right time, things get done. The important things, like knowing what you need and how it all works. Talking truck. Fixing it right the first time. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, our people get it done right and now. That's how you know you're in the right place at the right time. And you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet.
We're on the Brewers.
Jacob Mizorowski gives shades of Randy Johnson. He has the stuff to challenge Pirates phenom Paul Skeens as the most dominant pitcher in the National League.
Nobody covers the Crew like 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
Time now for the shortest Whoa Nelly in history so we can get Gina Della back on the show.
I was going to talk about the Brewers, but Tausch just met one of his heroes.
You're not supposed to do that.
I try not to. By the way, Ron in the Key, who always, I think his wife has the same birthday as my wife, and he's always reminding me, he's still in the World Series of Poker.
I know.
So I think if he's still in tomorrow, I'm not going to tell you how to do your show when I'm gone. But I was thinking about having him on today.
It's pretty amazing.
That's crazy. You know, it's like 7,000 or 8,000 people, and he's still in it. He's cashed. He's going to make money out in Vegas.
Tausch just met Up North Joe here at the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
And Up North
Brookfield
Joe's in a World
Experience
Series of Poker, too?
He is
No,
not.
I don't
He
know
is
if Up
not.
North Joe is in the World Series.
Oh,
but
okay.
did you
He is
not,
not.
before you look at Up North Joe, how old do you think Up North Joe would be? Why do you
36.
Yeah.
Okay, I had him as like a 60-year-old.
No, he's friends with Jesse.
So what?
I can be friends with 60-year-olds.
Like most people that are getting
He's
a little.
not Jesse's parents'
Most
friend
people,
who we met.
most 30-year-olds don't have their own lake house up in the North.
Neither does Jesse, but
it's
he
his
acts like he
family's.
does.
Yeah, it's not mine. Definitely not mine.
This is Up North Joe's lake house.
He's done pretty well for himself.
Yeah.
It must be. He's getting a consultation to get some windows.
He's still friends with Jesse.
We'll see if he wins a Christian Yelich jersey.
All right,
coming up.
that's it for Whoa Nelly.
Yep.
Gina Della returns to give away some of the great prizes that we're giving away all day long as ESPN Milwaukee, 620 WTMJ.
I mean,
and
Vinny
the Truth.
Vetrano is out here.
Yeah, I prefer,
if you can believe that.
Yeah, I prefer his brother.
Okay.
Oh.
Whose kids go to the same school as my kids. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Well, you learned something new on Wilde and Tausch. More Wilde and Tausch. Wrapping things up, Gina Della of Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin joins us to give away some of these fabulous prizes.
He's got to wear the
Next,
jersey again.
it's Wilde and Tausch.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Bruner Realty, providing excellent real estate and property management services in the Madison area for over 30 years. Contact their team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get housed today. 10 years ago, they made us believe. The Stars from Wisconsin Men's Hoop's most legendary run, reminiscing on a special 2014-15 season. National Player of the Year Frank Kaminsky on why Madison has a special place in his heart.
This place, this school, this city, the most formative part of my life. It's an amazing story regardless. I would trade so many things that have come next for the opportunity to go back and do that one more time.
More info on how you can stream the full conversation from the Made 'em Believe reunion coming soon.
For windows with the strongest resilience, you need the Pella experience. Get 0% interest for up to 5 years if you order by July 31st at PellaWI.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Hey, it's Riley Yauk. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on social media for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview for the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
Hold your friends close and your rivals closer on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Horst, he's going down swinging for home runs. Goody, selling out for the walk. His moves are mistakes after the fact when you say we could have done more. Horst's moves, no one's going to say you could have done more. They're just going to say you did the wrong move. You struck out.
Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Weekdays 4 to 6 on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Celebrate Happy Gilmore 2 at the Bridges. On Sunday, July 27th, play in the Be Happy 2 or 4-person scramble for $120 per person. Includes 18 holes of golf with a cart, prizes, and dinner. Find more details at golfthebridges.com today.
All day, every day. The Cardless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text Line. This is more.
Siding Unlimited is Wisconsin's leader in Pella window installation. In fact, we are Wisconsin's only Pella Platinum Premier Certified contractor, and we've won Pella's prestigious National Contractor of the Year award 5 times. It's easy to get started. The process starts with homeowners meeting us at Siding Unlimited's amazing showroom on 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. Trust me, our showroom is a must-see. Looking for new windows, siding, roofing, and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
We're on the Bucks.
Dame Lillard, by all accounts, is a good dude. He's a good teammate.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
He's obviously one of the top 75 players of all time, but it didn't work in Milwaukee.
100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Bucks.
You know how we do that shtick of the...
This jersey does... By the way, Gina, this jersey doesn't smell as bad as you made it out to smell.
It does. And I don't know.
I just smell it.
Maybe you're smelling in the wrong spot.
I'm not going to smell the armpits.
Maybe you've gone nose blind.
Good one.
Did you have COVID because maybe your nose smell doesn't
Maybe.
work?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Rejoining us now at the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Experience Center is Gina Della of Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin to give away some of the prizes from all the folks that stopped in. I mean, there has been a
nice little stream.
I'm
about
very
10
pleased.
o'clock. Yes.
Because we're not like handing out, free food or Tausch autographs.
Cocktails.
You have to come in and you need windows, and people are actually signing up for their consultations.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. That is game worn. I don't think you
stained.
It looks
some
cleaner.
might say
game worn. Yeah, I think.
Why does it look
Because I think you accidentally dumped bleach on it last.
Oh my God!
Couldn't help yourself.
We're up against the clock. All right,
Okay.
Gina, let's see it.
All right, so what we're going to do is pick 2 winners because we didn't the whole show. So
Okay.
the first winner is going to win a pair of Wisconsin Badger tickets versus Iowa. And
4 passes to our
2 passes to the ESPN
College
Wisconsin
game day
College Game
event.
Day
So I
tailgate.
think, Gina, and I don't want to tell you how to do it, 2 pairs of 4 passes to this and 2 tickets.
No, 1. We are dividing that by 2.
Okay.
Okay.
I
And
am
just went over it.
And your and this is why. Yeah,
This
I
is why we let
So
Gina
this is
handle
why I
it.
wanted you to start
All right, Gina,
chit-chatting.
handle your business. That's on me.
You will receive your gift at your appointment from your rep.
Well,
and
you
the
gotta
winner
show up.
is Frank, who actually just left. He
Hey,
gets
Frankie!
the Badger
Frankie!
tickets.
Good win for Frankie.
Frank
All right.
is
You don't have to
listening.
be present to win,
But you
you
have
just
to
have
be
to have.
You have to
You have to have a consultation.
You got to have a consultation.
And
to
I
win.
worked with Frank when I was 16 at Chi-Chi's. He was
Oh!
the bartender.
He was great.
Chi-Chi's.
Okay, now this is the winner of the jersey that no longer smells and got cleaner
That
from
smells
Christian
better.
Yelich,
Game worn.
which will be delivered to you at the time of your appointment, and that is Dave Moyle.
The Moilster. Kudos to you, Moilster.
Dave Moyle.
Is Dave
Oh,
here?
That's pretty exciting.
All right, Dave. Good
Oh,
win, Dave.
Thank you, everybody.
You'll receive those prizes when you have your consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. We are here, well, not Tausch and I, but our team is here all day. More shows,
More
live
giveaways.
from here, more giveaways, more prizes, more Gina Della, even though there's less of Gina Della than there once
Sleek.
was.
Very sleek.
Sleek. I'm loving the word sleek.
I told you should have seen how he was so nervous when I said, "Have you seen Gina?" Because this wasn't you.
Oh, I
you
heard
weren't
you
in-
talking about it.
and
I'm not
he
gonna
was
go
so
there.
nervous. I was like, "No, she looks fantastic,
I'm
sleek,
not going there.
like a sports car."
You look amazing, and you are amazing. Thanks for having us.
Thank
That's
you.
it for us.
Thank
We'll
you.
do it again tomorrow without Tausch, without Jesse. Brian Bulaga and Riley Yauk will be our cousin subs of the day. I'll be back in Green Bay. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch? Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial